Come on, YouTube. Sometimes YouTube likes to work. Sometimes YouTube likes to work. Sometimes it likes to work. There we go. It might help if I had these on. So be able to hear what the guy's saying. Just saying. Oh, what was it? And I've already forgotten, dang it. No memory issues here, I swear. Oh, the description box says, everyone else was busy with their loved ones or work or shopping or whatever. They're gonna sit there and watch DSP be a worthless piece of shit. So they came here today, right? To watch me live. Maybe. Probably not. That's not true. I'm sure someone will show up. Come on, Arizona. Come on, Redford Lupe. Come on, Josh Judison. Come on, Bearded Moose. That's not true. Come on, Howie Cat. Who'd watch Phil on Thanksgiving? His wheelchairs, apparently. Although I heard he did not break the $100 limit that he usually has. So, I'll have to wait and see what happens. But you can see behind me. I already have the video behind me up and ready to go. Dang, there was something I had ready to go for this. There's a song I had. There it is. From YouTube. This is from Ludwig World Order. Let me post this in the chat. Ask the King. How's it going, Nightwing? Here's the song newest from Ludwig World Order about Cat and DSP.
Rock to the beat for your boy.
Here we go. I want money. I want tips. Pay my taxes. Eat a dick. Easy to eat.
With you.
My tax attorney screwed me over. YouTube views. Fucking pointless. What can I do? I'm screwed. I want to do a fundraiser to pay my tax on Twitch. Violated the rules.
Get that ass banned.
What a bitch. Dumba. It's not my fault. Dumba. It's not my fault.
It was
YouTube.
It was
Taxes.
It was
Detractors.
It was
Cinema.
It was
Copyright strikes. Not my fault. Phil, you know, with all this going on, we really want you to have a new TV.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
If you're not aware, just a standard doctor's visit is hundreds of dollars.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
In addition to all of that, last night also, I was looking at gaming headphones.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
I might have to sell my house.
You should tip me. You should tip me.
So they rock to the beat for your boy.
Dumba. Dumba.
Rock to the beat for your boy.
Dumba. Here we go. I want money. I want tips. Pay my taxes. Eat a dick.
Alright, that's enough of that. Red Fook and Rogue. How you guys doing today? You guys have a good Thanksgiving and all that? I'm still full. I had to work 8 hours, then off to go see the family. Yay! And a good time was had by all. And I did some Black Friday shopping. I'll probably do a haul because I've gotten several games so far between Best Buy, Amazon, Walmart. Because like Best Buy, oh, we've got our pre-Friday deals and then actually do the Black Friday shopping and all this other stuff. I have a good collection of games. And so, let's see. 20, 46. I spent $75 for 4 games. And 2 of those games are the Game of the Year edition, so they come with all the DLC. Same here. I was at work on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Got tomorrow off, though, so I'll probably go hang out with a friend tonight. Not sure yet. Anyways, alright, that's enough of me chatting. I mean, I need another hour before my pre-stream can end. No, we're not doing that. 1.25 speed. Okay, here we go. Return of the Asta King from DSP.
All right, what is going on, everyone? Happy Turkey Day. Welcome, everyone, to both the stream and
Speed
the
Heat.
show on YouTube. It is Ask the King, episode 79. Yes, episode 79.
X9.
It's episode 79. The
And notice he's not
episode
wearing
of
his
Ask
black
the King.
begging
I've been
shirt.
running the show.
He's obviously not in that
I'm
much
trying to
trouble,
remember
or
actually
he'd be
when I
wearing a
started
black
Ask the King.
begging
I
shirt.
can't even remember. I want to say like
Sub 666.
2011 maybe. So a show that's been running over 8 years and 80 episodes, right? Pretty awesome. Next couple of years I might hit episode 100. Holy shit. But anyway,
How are you gonna hit
Turkey
100 when you're
Day
already
is Turkey
always
Day,
bitching that you're
also
gonna
known as
cancel this
Thanksgiving here in
series?
the United States. It is a national holiday where we give thanks for absolutely everything.
And by give thanks, I mean give me
it's a day of
money.
reflection. It's a day to spend
Snort.
time with family and friends, and it's a day to eat a lot.
That lamp he has is just... Look how old he looks. Mister, it's not patchy, it's white hairs. No, dude, that new lamp that you got going on, you can definitely tell. That's skin, not white hairs.
Freaking food. Like, we really need an excuse to eat a lot more food here in the United States, right? So
God, it's so
today,
trashy.
I'm answering your questions from the forums, from Twitter, and we're going to take some live questions from the stream chat. First of all, big shout out to anyone who's actually live here on the stream today, because I know many of you are celebrating with your family and friends, and it's
He
awesome
is
that you take
sick.
time away from that to hang out with me for a few hours. Thanks very much for that. For those of you who are watching on demand on YouTube,
He's
welcome
been
as
sick
well.
for a
Many
while.
of you probably were too busy to
He just
join
won't
us,
admit
and now
it.
you're watching on demand.
No,
later,
I'm a
Talking Channel
perfect
Community
Chad,
Vlogs, so
dude.
2 thumbs up
I
for
don't
that
need
as
to go
well.
to the gym.
And welcome.
I'm perfect.
FYI,
No,
the way
there's
that this
definitely
works,
something wrong with him.
okay? I take questions from my forums, thekingofhate.com, that people have been posting up for the past 2 months. And whenever I do the
2
show,
months.
basically the forum thread for the next show is already live. The next Ask the King will
Guy's
be
got a hole
late
right in the middle of
January,
his
I believe
fucking
it's
beard,
gonna be
dude.
on
It's
January
weird.
30th, 2020. So, post up
What's
your
weird
questions.
is, like,
You can
I
head to
can't
the
grow
forums
any
right
hair,
now,
like,
thekingofhate.com.
right here.
Go to the forums,
Hair,
go to the Ask the
hair,
King
hair,
section.
hair.
The thread is already there.
No
Post
hair.
up your questions for the next time around, okay? I also accept questions on my Twitter the day of. So this afternoon for about 45 minutes, I took questions on my Twitter, @theycallmedSP, and I chose a few, just a small handful. Also, live on the stream, obviously, I accept questions, okay? So, all those great things, all those great methods, and the show's better with the more questions I get, so please, by all means, if you like the show today, post up your questions for the next show for a chance to get answered, okay? I'll be doing live shout-outs to people who contribute. I'll be updating the leaderboard live, although I would ask the following. If you have a question
Trying to help my
in
mom
particular
with
that you
getting
wanna
stuff for
ask
the
and get
my
answered on the
nephews and
show,
grandkids.
and you want to contribute to make sure that I answer it, great, but try to save that for the final segment, only because I've got about 15, 20 questions to get through already. I don't want to interrupt these questions with more questions, then we'll never get to the end of the show. If you save it for the last segment, that'll make it make more sense, okay? So before we get started, Alfred Aponte actually tipped me $1 and said, I hope you're a good man. Thanks for always interacting with us and helping us with positive vibes. Happy
Secret.
eating turkey. Yes, many, many people today will be eating turkey. And so one of the things that I will do and get out of the way before we get to the questions is a couple things regarding Thanksgiving. First thing, everyone's going to ask me, what am I eating today? Okay? Well, I'm eating a combination of food. I'm eating a combination of stuff that my
So my
parents
lamps
actually
are
bought for us and sent to us, and stuff
right
that we
here.
bought and are making on our own. So my parents bought
2
us some
desk
stuff.
lamps.
My mom loves
Put
watching
in
the
LED light
shopping
bulbs.
networks and stuff on television.
Plenty bright
She
enough
saw
for
a
the
big
green
deal, so
screen.
she bought us this Thanksgiving package that included a big roasted turkey breast that's smoked and coated with this brown sugar honey glaze. Okay, and what you do is you bake it in your oven and it heats it up. It's already
What you do is have your parents spend We've already found the meal on QVC. It was $66 for a 5-pound turkey. Kroger's had them for 69 cents a pound. Under $1 a pound. You could have gotten a 5-pound turkey for under $5. But dude, it also came with cranberry sauce. That doesn't cost $61. Either A, his mom's just about as money as he is, or B, he bought it. But I can't admit I spent $66 on this. Must be broke. My parents spent $66 on a 5-pound turkey, dude, with like cranberry sauce and stuffing. Yeah, it had stuffing too. Again, none of that cost us $6. He and Kat could have a great meal for under $40 with leftovers. I said, now we're going to spend $66 on a 5-pound turkey. Well, we'll have leftovers for tomorrow morning, and that's it. Done.
Already pre-cooked, but you bake it to make it warm, and then you cut it into slices, and you pour gravy and stuff on it. So we've got that. It's like 5 pounds, crazy amount of turkey. It also came with some sides. I think it's like a mac and cheese side, and also like some kind of a sweet potato casserole side or something like that.
Yeah.
So
Came from me,
we're
put
gonna be
away.
eating that, but we bought our own stuff to have with that as well. So we're gonna be having just some basic like stovetop stuffing. You know, we don't have time to make complicated stuffing or anything like that. So just quick stovetop stuffing.
My mom can't
Some
find that
cranberry
message
sauce
that I
we
tagged
bought,
her in, damn it.
cranberry sauce, nothing too complicated there. Kat is gonna make her own homemade mashed potatoes, which is good. I haven't had homemade mashed potatoes in years, so that'll be
she
great.
doesn't-
Some rolls of butter.
I have an idea.
And pumpkin pie for dessert. So a crazy amount of food today. However, we're going to be saving this food and having lots of leftovers. We already have at least one major meal planned that's just leftovers, and I'm sure we're going to be having many more moving forward that are
The
leftovers.
link
So,
onto my phone.
good
I
stuff.
sent her
A
in a text
big
message.
hearty feast for Thanksgiving for us, and with lots of leftovers and everything. You know, for future meals, which is pretty great. So that's what we're eating now. What am I thankful for? I mean, holy crap, do I have a ton of things to be thankful for. I'm thankful for my loving family, my beautiful, supportive wife, Kat, my pet, Jasper, who you guys got introduced to this year.
For
which is
$2,100.
So much joy and fun to
Don't
our
forget, it
lives.
was $2,100 to
Amazingly
be
grateful
introduced
that
to
I was able
Jasper.
to, over the last couple of years, that have been a big struggle to keep this house, keep things going around here. You know, I said this many times, guys. The only reason I'm still here and I keep going is because of you. So, you know, I'm incredibly
Because he
grateful
loves
to
food
you
more
guys,
than he loves
the
anything
viewers
else
who-
except for money.
You keep coming back. You
For him,
keep
it
hanging
goes
out with me on
money,
streams now, in my
food,
opinion, are at an
and
all-time
then
high.
nothing,
I'm
'cause
having
he
so
doesn't
much
love
fun
anything else.
Playing so many games, a variety of games, and just having a general good time. I mean, in 1 week, I can play a turn-based RPG style game like Pokemon, an action-based first-person shooter like Modern Warfare, you know, a kind of action-adventure game like Star Wars, finish up a game that you can't even categorize like Death Stranding. I'm playing Minecraft,
And
you know,
hopefully
I'm
this
doing more
thing works
variety of
for
stuff
her.
coming up this week. Street Fighter is coming up later this week. And every stream is unique and fun and different, but so much fun. That's what I mean. Like, it's not like, when I used to do just YouTube, I would feel a lot of the time.
That's
like,
the other
I'm
thing,
gonna
Redford,
rush
that's
to finish
all
this
he
project
has.
Or this game because I have
No
to move on to the next
family,
right away. I don't
no
have pressures
friends,
anymore. I just come to stream. I just
no
wanna
real
relax and have a good
hobbies.
time with all of you.
I don't know if getting
And you guys
drunk while
support that.
watching
You know, and some
TV
people
counts
say,
as a
oh, you know,
hobby.
Phil doesn't do it like he used to. But then people are like, no, we like the new Phil better. We like the Phil who is more about hanging out with
No
us and
one
having a
likes
good
you,
time than
old or new.
being hyper focused on this gameplay and doing improv comedy during the games and stuff. All that kind of become outdated. It's all gone by the wayside. So that I can just have more meaningful interactions and streams with you guys. And I'm grateful that you guys allow me to do that for a living. It's so amazing. And being quite upfront and frank and honest with all of you, some of the hurdles that I've had over the past few years with all kinds of stuff, taxes and other things that have come up out of nowhere, and you guys have always been supportive and been there for me and supported me. I'm so grateful. Again, I would not be here. I would not be in this house. I would not be on camera right now on stream if it weren't for you. So thank you guys so very much for that. And another thing that I want to say as well, thank you to those who stick in there with me despite all the fucking nasty stuff that happens to us, the trolling, the nonsense that comes in and tries to derail my streams and my content, the outside noise, right? We've done a really good job these past couple of years of not paying any attention to the outside noise that tries to disrupt everything. And they try hard. Don't get me wrong. They try really hard.
Almost as hard as
But
he
I'm
does when he's
thankful.
playing fighting
Yeah,
games.
we have a
and
dedicated
still
viewer base
loses.
who now you guys come by no matter what
Piece
the
of
new
shit.
bullshit drama is that someone else fabricated or made up out
Oh, he's
there. And
getting
you just come and hang
way
out with me
uglier.
regardless,
It's
and you pay
hilarious.
No attention to the outside bullshit white noise, and instead we just have fun.
Of course,
on
his
stream
eyes are
together.
everywhere.
I'm so
You can't look in
grateful
the
for that.
camera.
So thank you.
He looks
for
in
the
the camera.
support, for the amazing interactivity, and
That
the
will
fun
never
streams,
happen.
for everything. All right, guys, thank you so very much. I'm so grateful for that. All right.
Not great for anything.
Looks
Let's
like
give him
Vulcan
money.
did a 95-bit cheer. He says, ever thought about, doing a fundraiser? Well, I've thought about doing fundraisers over the years. We're not going to get derailed. I know why you're asking that. We're not going to.
Jealousy. I think he's like, well, obviously for him, guys, I made over $1.5 million. Of course they're jealous of me. No one's made $1.5 million like I have. No, Tevin's never made that. GTG's never made that. James Lisser's never made that. So that means they're jealous. Like, if you make $1.5 million and you're broke, you're a fucking moron. Why would I be jealous of that? Why would I be jealous of someone who's in so much debt up to his eyeballs that he has to crying back children to pay his debts for him? No, not jealous. Annoyed he made $1.5 million, sure. But jealous? No.
Going to get derailed about that on the stream today.
Oh yeah, don't bring up charities or fundraisers because Tevin had a $2,000 goal for a charity that he was raising money for. He beat that day one. He's already over $4,000. He's already raised over $4,000 for a charity. The goal was $2,000. And so yeah, don't bring up fundraisers or charities because, dude, charity is a detractor meme. Raising money for to help pay people's stuff that's a detractor meme. Now, make sure you raise money for me and give me all that money.
I tried to do fundraisers, and sadly, if I tried to do a fundraiser, the same thing would probably happen where people would be assholes to me and try to screw the whole thing up, and I'm not going to mess around with that, okay? So there
Because
you
he
go.
mentions
Let's
us
now
every day, especially
get to the
Tevin.
questions, all right? Let's get to the fun questions on the stream, okay? All right.
I know, man. You could have gotten 2 cats
So,
for that,
starting
Sunspot.
off,
How you
questions
doing?
from the forums, these people who posted up on thekingofhate.com. Dreamcast has turned 20 years old back on September 9th of this year. Do you feel old yet? And thoughts on the system? That question's from Kazlab802. Well, the Dreamcast was one of my favorite consoles of all time. It actually was ahead of its time in a lot of ways, I believe. They tried to do a lot with this console. First of all, the graphics of the Dreamcast at launch, which was the late 90s, early 2000s, depending on what region you were in, were quite good to the point where they were almost arcade perfect. That was probably the first console ever that I could say I could go to a video arcade and play the game and then come home and play the console version of it and their equivalent. Games like Marvel vs. Capcom 1 and 2, Capcom vs. SNK 1 and 2, Street Fighter 3, as well as arcade-style games like Power Stone, Crazy Taxi. Those games were almost identical to the arcade. And it really made it feel like you were having an experience at home. You didn't need to go to the video arcade anymore. Now, I'll be honest, it actually was one of the reasons that started leading to the decline of arcades. And that kind of hurts me because I grew up in video arcades in the 90s. That was like a big part of my youth. Going to the arcade, having that social interaction with people there, playing games in person.
Social interaction?
About the
Him?
online games.
No, he would never do social interaction. This is DSP we're talking about. He hates social
And so
interaction.
in a lot of ways,
2.5 cats.
pretty much a nail in the coffin when it came to console games, or excuse me, arcade games. At the same time, it really was just an amazing, groundbreaking achievement to play that quality game.
Or he's reaching deep down to his pants,
rubbing
rubbing around a bit.
some weird things with the controller.
Smells like I haven't showered in 3
They
days.
had a memory card that had a screen on it that actually it was like a Tamagotchi.
Gross.
So it was like a virtual pet, which was really hot during the 90s, so they tried to do like a tie-in with that as well. I remember it had the egg. It was like the Chow from Sonic... what was that game? Sonic Adventure was like a growing on your memory card and stuff. It was really weird what they did with that. But it was really cool. Sadly, the Dreamcast was a victim of timing. And what I mean by that is at the time the Dreamcast released was the prominence of the internet and sadly piracy on the internet. Things like what was it? Oh my god, Napster and Kazaa and LimeWire. These programs were all the rage in the early 2000s, and it allowed people to easily file share stolen content all over the internet with zero repercussions.
Stolen
and the Dreamcast basically
content.
got kind of cracked, and
Just like
all the games
Tevin.
for the Dreamcast were just posted all over the internet. So within a year of the console being out, you could get the whole library of games for free online and never spend any money on the console ever.
I highly doubt that's
what
why it
happened
went
with
under.
Was that the whole thing kind of fell apart within a year because no one was spending money on the console. So it was a huge flop for Sega, not because the technology wasn't great, not because they didn't have a great games lineup, but because everyone stole everything.
There may have been.
So the whole thing flopped.
I did the Yaha or Jaha, however
it
you
is
want
what
to
it is.
pronounce
I
it.
love the Dreamcast.
Interview, but he
if I
didn't
remember
know
correctly,
him. He wasn't friends.
I launched Dreamcast
He
that was
just,
a
you know,
Asian Dreamcast.
fought him
I
in
think it was from like Japan
video
or,
games and stuff and
something
beat his
like that.
ass.
Because I wanted to play Marvel vs. Capcom 2 right away at launch, and that was the only way to
Shit,
play
needs
it at
wireless.
launch. Then I got an American Dreamcast later. Then later on, I bought 2 more because the Dreamcast was the console you wanted to have in tournaments for Marvel vs. Capcom 2 and Street Fighter 3 and stuff like that. So you needed to own a ton of these things if you wanted to run tournaments. And I used to have people come over to my house and play on multiple Dreamcasts at once. It was pretty damn crazy. And to this day, if you remember, some of my early YouTube videos where I was back in Connecticut, I had people playing Marvel vs. Capcom 2 on the Dreamcast because that was still the best version. We were still playing on that version after years and years.
And then you brag about getting 4th.
But the Dreamcast was an awesome console. It's a shame that it kind
And
of
the
died the way that it did. It definitely deserved more.
PlayStation 1 version, not the
credit and a
Dreamcast
longer
version.
run. Really, the only thing that kept it alive was that people wanted to use it for fighting game tournaments for a long time. Okay. Second question today is, hello Phil, when it's winter, do you like wearing sweaters? I love a snuggly hoodie in the cool months, but you seem to always wear t-shirts. That's from Blue Eyes White Dragon. I'll just say this, what you guys
Because
see
it
me wear
cranks
on
the
stream
heat
is
up.
not representative of what I wear off stream. I'm just being honest here. You guys see me wear a t-shirt like this. This is what I wear in my office on the stream. Once the streams are done, I usually put on other
So you're
clothing.
fake.
The rest of the house usually is not.
This
as
is
warm as
all
the office
fake,
as it was.
huh?
Right now, the reason it looks so bright in my office is because the sun is beating on the front wall of my house.
And you have a
warming
lamp.
up my office artificially. And so the office typically, I would say, is about 10 to 15 degrees warmer than the rest of the house. The rest of the house is
1.25
so
speed,
cold right
so
now.
we're not sitting
But
here
this
for
office is like
hours.
super warm. So when I'm in here, typically I'm not wearing the same clothes that I would wear the rest of the house. Sometimes when I'm in the rest of the house, I'll wear a heavier shirt, a long sleeve shirt. When I go out, it's too cold out there to wear t-shirts, so I actually have sweaters, nothing that I bought recently.
Well, it's
by the way. I have
winter.
sweaters that I
What do you
bought
expect?
back when I lived in Connecticut that I still wear.
And
when
then
I go
you've
out.
already
I also
said
keep
that
clothes
Cat turns the heat up because she gets cold.
that I wear when I go out. When Kat and I go out, now I don't usually wear like a coat unless it gets really cold. I just wear like a sweater or a pullover when we go out. Thing is, you guys have never really seen me like that unless you watch my really early days of YouTube when I would come home from my office job and be wearing that for a vlog or whatever. You guys have probably never seen me in that kind of attire. Boy, and that was a lifetime ago, because if you watch those videos, like, oh my God, look at Phil. He was like so much heavier back then. Yeah, I was like 40 pounds heavier back then. My face was all bloated, my body.
And now you're starving yourself to death.
But yeah, what I usually wear on the streams is not representative of what I wear off the streams. Just because I'm in here doing work is different.
I like that. He's admitting that he's fake.
I've also noticed this. When you talk all day, your body heats up. I've noticed that like I'd be cold, and all of a sudden I'll be in here playing games, talking with you guys, and my body heat naturally rises while I'm in here for some reason.
Wait. Talking heats him up. How fat and lazy must you be where talking is exercise? Mind blown. Mister, I can lift a gallon of milk by myself, so I didn't need to go to the gym, is now admitting that talking is exercise.
Wow. And then if I'm just like in the house relaxing, my body heat goes down. So that's another thing. Like, we're wearing heavy sweaters and stuff. When you're talking and moving constantly, you're already hot. You've already got your metabolism running, you know. So.
Well, maybe you didn't rock back and forth so much.
BlackSpawn89 asked the following question. He says, I noticed that you look at reviews to get a gauge and understand the flaws and bright spots of a new game these days. Seeing that the game length, frame rate, story, potential bugs,
that is,
etc.
yeah, the electronics. He has everything turned on, never turns them off, keeps the door
In my head,
closed.
preconceived strengths and weaknesses of said game that I would be unable to disengage from when playing the aforementioned title. Do you feel it's best to read these reviews and take their game scores and articles seriously, or if you're interested in a game due to trust in developers and series or whatever reason to dive in headfirst with no knowledge whatsoever? It's a double-edged sword, because if you go in with no knowledge whatsoever, then you chance spending money on a game that you hate. And let's face it, games aren't cheap. You know, average game today is around $60 United States denomination. If you get a more discounted game, like an indie game or a shorter game, maybe you get them $30, $40. But that's a lot of money to invest in a game that you may never play again. You know what I mean? And in the modern day, a lot of games that get a lot of hype, and normally, you know, in the past, I would say, oh, a AAA release, hyped. A game publisher like Activision or EA or Blizzard, you would think those games are going to be AAA greatness. And then in the last few years, how many games have we seen, like Fallout 76 or Anthem, that are just not good? You know, and they're hyped, and they come out and you're like, man, imagine if you dropped full dollar on those games at launch just to play a really underwhelming game.
You've never dropped full dollar on a game in the past 10 years because you had your fans pay for it.
So, the truth of the matter is, I think it's a different time. It's a different era right now. For me personally, I don't like to be spoiled on games. I do like to go into a game completely.
But dude, we are in the modern era. Oh wait, you're always in the modern era because
myself, so that way I
don't
feel like I'm
present.
spoiled and I can give you my honest take on a game without any kind of outside influence. However, even I'm finding this very difficult in the modern era because, as I told you guys, financially, it's not like it used to be.
Modern
I
era.
have to pick and choose. I'm going to invest
right to the
in my
microphone.
streams, and I can't just drop $60 on 5-6 games a month just in the hope that some of them are good. Like, I have to pick and choose maybe 2-3 major games a month.
He should, but he refuses. He even said, I don't care how much money you try to pay me, I'm not going to do it. Mister, I'm broke, I'm going to lose a house, I'm constantly overdrafted.
And never play it again. I have to make sure that my money is wisely spent. So it's tough, because I'll give you an example recently.
Mario and Sonic,
Death Stranding. This was a
that you
game
didn't
that no
spend
one
any
knew what
money
this game
on.
was going to be. And finally, when the reviews came out, even I couldn't resist reading reviews for it, because I was so interested in what the hell is this game really, that I wanted to know before I played it. So in that case, yeah, I kind of gave myself a preconceived notion of what the game was going to be because I read all these reviews.
Then it's
Although, I'll be honest, I
Kojima.
didn't agree with a lot.
I wonder if we could
I
just
think a
shit
lot
on
of the reviews were
Kojima.
super harsh, and a lot of the reviews were super kind
Without
of
actually having to play the game.
And I'm kind of in the middle, where I kind of like, I ride the fence on this one because I think there were things about the game I liked, things I didn't. So it's very tough. It's very tough. Back in the day, when I was the big shot YouTuber, I was the guy who, Phil's the guy who plays the games on release day earlier than everyone, finishes them quickly, gets a review out right away, so we could trust Phil to be the authority on if a game's good or not.
No.
It didn't matter if I rushed and played every single game and bought every single game, because I could afford it. I can't do that anymore. If things could be like they were back in the day, okay, really, if I could be like that, I wish I could, but it's not like that anymore. You know,
I only make $128,000 a year, guys. Can't go and just buy a video game.
It's fun content. I can't afford to buy all the games. So in the modern,
But you're not buying all the games.
I
You've
feel
now
that
admitted
these
that. Oh
reviews
yeah,
made,
you've gotten other games for free in the
helpful, but at
past.
very same
You just didn't
time,
tell anyone.
You have to understand that these reviews are not the end all be all of anything, and you have to also understand that a lot of these people who are trusted reviewers sadly aren't very professional. You know, they're rushing through games. They've got deadlines. They need to get their review out in time. A lot of people, when you read their Death Stranding review,
What, they don't take 40 hours to
basically
beat
got,
a
like,
20-hour
3/4
game? How
and stop
dare
playing.
they?
A lot of people complain,
Right,
you get to
bro.
the mountains, and the mountains are boring.
Video
And
output
they never
low, that's not
talk
good.
about the final 8 hours of the game where it's nothing like that. It's so different, and you got fun stuff happening in the final hours of the game and the big story arc at the end. You could tell they quit. But they have to rush to get their reviews out for a date, while the average gamer doesn't give a shit about rushing to finish their playthrough. So a lot of the times these reviews aren't necessarily the most trustworthy. I've always said that I feel like a content creator who doesn't have a pressure, doesn't have a deadline, and is going to play a game at their own pace is going to give you a much more adjusted review score, or just a review in general, forget score, just a much more adjusted review to reality of what you're going to like or not like about a game than someone who's a professional journalist who had to rush to get the fucking review out. So what I would say is you can get a good amount of information out of these reviews, but don't take them as the end-all be-all authority.
Exactly, it's so spot answered it for me.
Basically
Money.
from their own perspective, and it's hilarious.
And hay.
I still
Lots
see
of
journalists say
hay.
this to this day. Oh well, you know, game reviews are subjective, so there's no way that my review could be considered invalid. So there's nothing objective about the game. You know, length of the game, how the game actually controls or plays, graphics. You know what I mean? Like fun factor. And yeah, fun factor is a subjective thing, but still you can say how much there is to do in a game could add to, you know, there's objective things you can measure in a game review, but these professional journalists say, oh, well, it's subjective, so I can just say whatever I want, give it whatever score I want. I still don't understand that. Like, you get paid for a job, you gotta fucking do it right. You can't just say, oh, it's subjective, so I can just say or do whatever I want.
Mister, you've
Like,
been
get the fuck out
fired
of
from
here.
every job that you've ever held.
But anyway.
Because you didn't do them right, I'm
The bottom
sure.
line is, I do feel that these reviews can be used to help formulate your opinion, but they should not be the end-all, be-all of what you think about a game. You know, but you're right. You chance reading these reviews, getting giant spoilers, and now you've kind of ruined a major part of the game for yourself. So again, it's a double-edged sword. Either you take the jump and you spend the money and go cold turkey into a game and you might hate, or you read reviews, but now you chance spoiling, right? So it's tough.
Or
For
you
me, it's kind of a
wait
mixed bag.
a
I
couple
usually
months,
don't
it
read
goes on
reviews
sale
that
and you
much,
buy it then,
but
fuck
in
you.
general, now what I get is a kind of a general vibe off of social media. Like, I'll see people talking about a new release.
That's from starving
in general
himself.
Terms, and it allows me to
You'll
like,
see
understand
that
certain
people
things
that go
about
from
it.
like
For
600
example,
pounds to
I have
300
not played
pounds.
Shenmue 3 yet.
They'll
Which
have
is
all
one
that
of the
extra
people on
skin
social
on
media,
them.
they're like, it's
That's what's
basically
happening to
Shenmue 2.
him.
It's very
Because he's
similar to Shenmue 2.
starving
They didn't really
himself.
improve it that much. They wanted it to be an homage to those who played the first two games and not really modernize it that much. So if you like the first two games, you'll love it. But if you're a newcomer coming into the series, you're probably not going to like it. And that's what I've heard. I didn't read any official reviews. That's what people said on social media about it. And I can kind
I mean,
of get a general
spoilers in the
vibe
game
about
like
the
World
game
War
based off of
Z
that. It's not too much of a
or
spoiler. I have no idea what the game's about, what the
I don't
plot
know.
is, but at least I know what to get, you know, what to expect when I play
Dead
it,
Island,
right?
not that big a deal. Spoilers and Until Dawn
So I guess we'll
or
see. We start playing it on Sunday, but that's kind
Death
of how I
Stranding?
approach it.
Yeah, you probably don't want to
Black
spoil
Spawn.
those.
And yeah, you're
Or
right.
get
It is different.
spoiled.
It's very different from how things used to be, but I think that we have to embrace change over time and accept that things aren't always the same as they used to be, you know?
Ooh, I should
Okay.
be getting
Our next
Spider-Man
question
today in the
from
mail.
Emperor. And
Yay.
he says, my question has to do with
$15
the
for
presence
Game of
of
the Year
dark, serious,
edition.
and real-life issues in video games, especially war games. What I mean is the inclusion of dark, heavy, and sometimes depressing subjects in video games. Stuff white phosphorus scene in the Spec Ops The Line and the no Russian scene in Modern Warfare 2 spring to mind. There can sometimes be a controversial issue with the mainstream media often criticizing game devs and writers for the inclusion of such scenes. I believe scenes like these have a place in video games under the condition that it carries the story to an important and meaningful place, so what are your thoughts? Yeah, I mean,
He has no thoughts. It's the pig roach.
I understand that when you get a scene like that it could be shocking and it could be like, oh my god, I can't believe they put that in the game. It could not only be offensive, but it could be like horrendously. It could shock you. It could hurt you. You know, just recently
About the
Modern
cowboy
Warfare
hat.
campaign this year had scenes of
Here's the
children.
official lore from DSP. John Rambo bought it for him. They were on a FGC trip. John Rambo bought him the hat. And he's never washed it. He's never done anything with it. John Rambo touched his hat. It still has his aftershave on it. I miss you, Rambo. Please love me. Why don't you love me anymore? That is the literally official lore from DSP. Because John Rambo bought him the hat. That's why he wears it. For a segment called Ask the King. Instead of wearing a crown, he wears a cowboy hat. It's stupid, but to him, John Rambo will always be his king.
Being abused and seeing their parents murdered in front of them and then having to kill people, right? Children.
Gonna
you know,
ride
guns,
till they can't no
killing people
more.
with guns. That's fucked up. It also happens. It actually is realistic and happens in a lot of parts of the world. And if anything, what I would say is the campaign of Modern Warfare kind of reminded me of how lucky we are to live in the world that we live in the United States and to be protected.
We
from
get to
having
live in a
these
gated
kind of
community
horrors on a
and
daily
never
basis.
work in
You don't
12
have that kind of shit
years.
that happens that much. You know, you don't have children whose people's parents being murdered in front
Yep.
of them and having to become killers.
Notice he wears the hat, but he does not
Pretty
wear the
fucked
chain
up.
that
Obviously, we don't
Leanna
have fucked up
bought
stuff
him.
that happens in our country, we do. But you see what I'm saying? Like, there's other countries where that's like stuff that happens. There's chaotic war zones where you live. In Modern Warfare, they're trying to tell the story of people and give them motivation for who they became later on in their lives, so you understand from a frame of reference who they are. And it makes sense. It's still shocking as shit to have to play through that, but it makes sense. So really,
That
it's
scene
really
in
about the
Homefront where
person
they're
themselves
using the
and about
mortars
what
and
kind of art you're interested
God,
in.
that
Because
was a
games
fucked
are a
up
work
scene.
of art. I think we can all agree.
Very
that
well
games are art.
done, though.
It's not just a game anymore. Now, game it could be considered a work of art. And if you're trying to portray a certain story, a certain overtone, a certain sentiment in a story, and you need to show it through shocking terms, then I think that the artist who designed that should be able to. But it's going to be up to you to determine whether or not that's something you're interested in playing through a game. You see what I mean? I'm perfectly okay with games doing it as long as it's not done solely for shock value. Okay? If there's a game and there's just horrendously disgusting shit happening in it constantly for shock value, then I don't agree with that. Same thing with gratuitous sex and stuff. You know, remember, years ago, there used to be games that would have sex scenes in them just for the sake of shock value. God of War was one of these franchises. Every God of War game, there had to be nudity in the gratuitous sex scene. Why? Did it add anything to the game? No. Did people buy the game for it? I don't know. I certainly didn't. But now with the recent God of War reboot, they completely redeveloped the franchise from the ground up, and they took all that crap out and made it a more serious game. And in my opinion, that game, the God of War reboot from last year, is much better than the original God of War games. So, if you're pushing the boundaries of what you can do in a game for a good reason, for artistic development, to tell a story, that's different. If you're doing it for shock value, or, I can get teenagers to buy our game for a sex scene or because there's gore and shit, no, I don't agree with that whatsoever, and I think that is stupid and immature. And yeah, there was times back then, back in the 90s and 2000s, where that was prominent. I think we've moved past that. As a culture, we're more conscious of what's really going on in the world, and as a culture, we've kind of moved past that kind of sentiment. So
never moved past that. It's the best stuff from South Park,
frankly,
dude.
It's not warranted. You know what I mean? You know, when I was playing,
Makes you wonder what he has in his beard is
Warfare
constantly
campaign,
going.
It's like playing, did you guys ever see the movie Blood Diamond? Blood Diamond is a movie.
Gross.
That is fucked up beyond recognition. Like, there's really fucked up stuff in that movie. And it actually, like, I don't want to say it scarred me, but it made me, like, feel and think in ways I didn't know a movie could. When I first saw that movie, I was like, oh my fucking God, man. Like, this is a fucked movie. But at the same time, that's an artistic movie that will stay with me for the rest of my life. So that's what I mean. Like, if you can get that out of a game, that's pretty amazing, because a lot of people just still see games as not as a work of art, but it's just something for kids, kill some time, occupy the kids so I can go do my real life adult stuff, right? Hate to tell those people, games now make more money with adults than with kids. So
yeah, I was waiting for the
I think that there's definitely
gratuitous sex scene, and there wasn't one in the PS4 God of War.
More serious, darker overtones in games than ever before. Okay.
Blood Diamond, it's about how in Africa they use child slave labor to dig up diamonds,
Phil,
which is why you should not buy diamond rings.
You give many creative comments on the various
Get lab manufactured rings.
My question for you is, would you ever consider commentating over movies? You could hold
also, lab manufactured diamonds are way cheaper.
Determining which movies people would want to hear you commentate over the most. You can then record your commentary on whichever movie wins the poll. Then you could render the commentary as an audio-only MP3 file and sell it on a new website. Think about the way you sell your content via Teespring. The website does not have to be overly sophisticated. All you need is a website that allows you to upload MP3 files and receive direct payments from those who purchase them. This could lead to a lucrative business that would provide
got that rocking.
What you're describing, Kalena, is exactly what the guys at Rift Trek became virally popular. Then it became popular, mainstream popular, and the series has been rebooted multiple times. There's been movies, all kinds of stuff. Now, these guys wanted to do the same exact thing, but for new movies. You can't do that. New movies, they're copywritten, they're protected, trademark. You can't do commentary over a new movie and show the movie. So what these guys started doing was watching new movies, but doing commentary tracks over them live. So they would watch the movie and record with a microphone, commentary over it, jokes and everything, just like they would do with the old school movies. And they would take the audio only,
okay, I'm back,
put it on their website and sell it as a subscription-based service, or I believe you could buy each one individually. And then you would say, okay, you're going to watch The Avengers? Great. Here's our riff tracks of The Avengers. Press play at this moment when the movie's going, and you'll hear our commentary over the movie. And it's kind of like watching Mystery Science Theater 3000, only with a newer movie, okay? These guys make a living
and you
doing
can do
this.
the same thing.
Doing it.
Make it a sub goal or a Patreon goal or something like that.
I'll be honest, a couple things. First of all, I'm a live streamer. I am here 6 days a week full time. Maybe this week's the exception because it's Thanksgiving, but I'm here 6 days a week full time streaming for you.
You're not full time. If you count video games only, he's not even breaking 6 hours a day. And I am like, oh no, he ended pre-stream here, then he played for 4 hours. No. You have to include a 20-minute shit break while he's playing a video game. You have to include the, alright, I'm gonna look away from the screen, stare at chat. Oh, that's fucking stupid. I gotta lean in manual ban. Oh, man, I'm gonna go on a 10-minute rant now. It's like, while the video game just sits there, the character's sitting there like, alright, dude, are you gonna get back to the game? I mean, seriously, I've been sitting here for 10 minutes while you rant about this guy that made fun of you. If you take away all the time, you only focus on the time that he's literally playing the game, you don't even get 5 hours. Let alone 6 or 7 or 8, Mr. Full-Time. Also, do it at night. You're already up till 3, 4, 5 o'clock in the morning instead of watching WWE. How about, I don't know, you watch a movie, do the commentary, and then upload it to your website. Or you could watch WWE. You could watch, here we are in SummerSlam 97 when this big event happened. Here's my commentary of it. You could do that. But guys, I'm getting drunk then. They'll make it even funnier that you're fucking shit-faced. Off of whatever bottle of gin you bought that day.
You guys, right? You guys have expressed over the years that even though I've done other things like DSP tries
Exactly,
it,
too lazy.
Really, it's the gameplay streams that are the things that drive the force behind you guys coming and hanging out with me. This is what you want to see the most of. You want to see me play more games, have more chill streams. That's what you want. Is there a fringe desire among my viewer base of doing other kind of diversified stuff? Yes. And in the past, when I used to make tons of money on YouTube, I did diversify my content. I used to do reviews. I used to do Ask the King, DSP Tries It, where I tried different kind of products and stuff. You know, over the years, I edited series.
There was Snake doing $10 for super chat.
At one point.
Holla holla for the dollar with
I
Snake.
became a full-time streamer 2.5 years ago because you guys just expressed more streams, and that's what I catered towards. The thing about what you're suggesting is that this is number one would be something.
How you doing, Liquid Snake? If you're actually here or not, I don't know.
2-hour movie and doing constant commentary over the movie.
And his fans give him great ideas. He just refuses to do it.
I don't know how that would work. To be honest, I don't know how that would work.
Sure, if he gets drunk, the races will slip out.
For
So it has to be a movie with
highlights
100%
of
white
the
people in
movie,
it.
do funny commentary, maybe. Could I do it for an entire 2 hours?
Worked yesterday, worked today.
That's a tough
Get
undertaking.
home.
Especially if it's a movie I've never seen
I'm
before.
still full from
You know, that would be
yesterday.
even tougher. It's just one thing. If it's
I
a
gotta
movie
eat
that's always
eventually,
a
I know,
fan
but I'm
favorite,
just so
that I know
full.
everything about this game. or
Hopefully you and
this
everyone else
movie.
watching is
Like
too.
if I'm watching the Ghostbusters movie, I could probably do a commentary over because I know the movie from start to finish, and I can do all.
There you go. You can do classic movies like Ghostbusters. If you just be like, all right, guys, here's a playlist of the 10 movies I enjoy most. No, here's the commentary and all that. Like, he could do that. That would be amazing. If it wasn't him. Fuck me, man. I could do that. I would do Jurassic Park, Independence Day. Oh, what else? Last Exorcism. Let's see, what else could I do? I'm looking at my movies that I can see right now. Ooh, 10 Cloverfield Lane. That right there, there's 4 movies I would do right there. Be like, all right, guys, as soon as the line roars, click play and watch a movie with me. That'd be a ton of fun. Or ooh, set up a live stream. Yeah, he set up a live stream. Like, all right, guys, at 8 o'clock. And when I say play now, hit play now on your PlayStation or Blu-ray player, whatever. And then, all right, and play now. Then watch it together, you guys in chat, me talking. That'd be hilarious, in my opinion.
Kinds of stuff on, but a movie I've never seen before would probably be a lot tougher. In addition, that's a lot of time investment. Today Phil's not going to
Army
stream.
of
So you're watching a movie and
Darkness.
doing commentary over the movie. You see what I mean? What a lot of people don't realize is when they ask me to do all these things outside of the streams, is where's the time come? I have 6 days a week. I'm here
After
all
stream.
day long streaming with a couple hours outside to spend with my wife. That's it. That's my day. And then 1 day a week I get to spend with my wife not streaming. So unless I clone myself, I don't know when I would have time to do these outside projects.
Do it between
I understand there's
streams.
something interesting that
Do
you
it after
suggested,
your late
but
stream.
I don't think it's
Do
vital.
it on your day off,
Maybe
just
a few years down
saying.
the line, if I didn't have to work 6 days a week full time the way I do right now to make ends meet.
Where is
and
it?
I had more
I
free time to do this
just
kind of stuff. Sure. Or if you're thinking about old school Phil, who back in Connecticut had a completely different life, and was a bachelor, and
Could
just
do
sat around all day
Brightburn.
recording
Got this
gameplay
for like
videos and take
$5
a couple hours a day off
during
to do
Black
commentary on a
Friday.
movie, that's different. Today is not the same as it was back then.
All right, everyone, get your Brightburn DVDs, Blu-rays, whatever together,
but that's
and
just my
hit
habit.
play.
So, I like the suggestion. It's definitely something interesting. But number one, we're kind of outside of my comfort zone to be doing commentary over something for 2 hours without any interactivity with the viewers or playing a game.
There is no
Number two,
fucking way he's
I
ever
don't
been
really
in the
like
same
to do anything
state
with
as her, let alone that close.
So I would say although it's an interesting idea.
Is that the girl he
I
claims
definitely
he
think
friend
that
zoned?
already people have a market for that. You know what I mean? Rift Tracks kind of cornered the market for that. How many people are going to want to hear me do that kind of stuff? Not many, I don't think. So, thank you for the suggestion. A few things. Mr. Papa Vera cheered. He says, do you know Kat's earliest gaming experiences, like what console she started with and how old she started? I know she had some old, she had SNES, and she played like the Super Nintendo games and stuff like that. And she actually told me that it was Super Mario World was one of the games that she played when she was younger. And also Donkey Kong Country. The Donkey Kong Country series are some of the ones that she played when she was younger. But I don't really know the super details past that. So, thank you for the cheer. Fluffy Cows for you. Gifted a sub to Moronic Frog. Congrats, Moronic Frog. Thank you, Fluffy Cows, for you. And Tana Mouner did a 500-bit cheer to become today's top cheerer of the day. Thank you, Tana Mouner, for that big cheer. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. And happy Thanksgiving to you. Very nice. Okay.
Very, very nice.
So far, we're a little over half an hour, and we can keep going here on this part.
Some
more questions.
especially if she was
All right.
drunk.
So,
She can't
Cisco
consent.
certified.
So he'd be admitting that he took advantage of a drunk person.
Feel more like older fighting games. Why aren't you playing Samurai Showdown?
That's a crime.
Both games certainly meet the criteria.
So what surprised me that he'd admit that.
Okay. First of all, what is he talking about? Well, as you guys know, if you follow me for a long time, maybe you haven't, I used to play Street Fighter competitively.
Ooh, my cell phone bill just went
Street Fighter
through.
2 series.
There
Even though
goes
I played Street Fighter
8566.
3, Marvel vs. Capcom series at a higher level, I was never like upper echelon tournament good at those games. I was really good at the Street Fighter 2
She's
series.
gorgeous, but
and in the modern era, a lot of people ask me, why don't you like
Where
Street Fighter
my
5? Why don't you
feel
play
like a
fighting
monster
games?
shirt
My
to
answer is
promote
always
my
the
shirt.
same. The games have been too dumbed down for modern
books.
audiences. They're not fun competitively. They don't have a high skill level of execution. They really don't even have a lot of the fundamentals.
And I'm dealing
that
return
you
to
needed be good at fighting games back in
practice.
the day. And because of that, I don't like them. I think that they're too dumbed down stupid, and they just a lot of repetition, a lot of the same guessing work or pattern play, and not a lot of smart, intelligent play.
Smart, intelligent play in a fighting game from you? Justin Wong? Oh yeah, that's how he plays. This jackwagon? No. He's literally slamming on the button. Someone used to... of course I can't think of it now, but someone found a way to like have the buttons that he's pressing appear on the screen as he's pressing them. And sure enough, you just see, bah, 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 bah. Why am I not winning? Why didn't my move come out? Because you're literally slamming your hoof on the controller, dude. Like, we can see the buttons popping up on the screen, showing what buttons you're pressing. And it's just constantly just random. Snort.
I don't have fun playing them because of that. Now,
Because you lose. Because you suck at everything.
What it was like to play the old fighting games because they didn't play them.
So
They
when
only
Julius
played
Cruz, alright,
Street Fighter
I'll have to look
4
that up
and Modern
eventually.
Tekkens and Dragon Ball Fighters, so they don't even know. They don't even know what I'm talking about, and they don't even know. They don't even have a frame of reference to understand what I'm saying, and I get that. Okay, I totally get that, and that's okay.
They're
because
frame
not
of reference
everyone
to what I'm
was
saying
born in the
because
90s
they're
and
all
played
younger
games
than
I played.
me.
But for someone like me who's been around the block, I don't really enjoy playing Modern Fighters.
On the
because
block.
They don't feel like real fighting games to me at
Don't
all.
feel like real fighting games because I can just slam my hand on the
So,
controller and win.
Recently, there's been a couple games that have come out that people were like, oh, they're more old school, right? Well, first of all, Fighting EX Layer, I played it. This is a game that was made by the makers of the original Street Fighter EX series back in the day, which was a games franchise made by a company named Eureka. And this company took the licensing of Street Fighter and put Street Fighter characters into a game that they created that kind of played like a hybrid of Street Fighter and a totally new engine, okay? So it had a combination of their own unique characters plus Street Fighter characters. And not to say that the games were bad, but I say as the series progressed, it got more and more convoluted with gimmicks like custom combos and super cancels. And the games, quite frankly, were never very balanced well. So you always had like 2 or 3 characters that were like way overpowered and just dominated the whole game, while other characters were just kind of okay. The games were very fun to play, but they weren't always held very high regard in competitive circles. So they came out with this game, Fighting EX Layer, last year, and I played it. And I thought it was alright until I realized the entire game was broken. The reason I say that, they added in a new element. I forget what they called them, where they're grooves or isms or whatever. But essentially, you could pick a custom loadout of abilities for each character that would make them ridiculous, like super armor. So now they have moves that are not, they blow through everything because you can't stop them because this character has super armor, you can't interrupt their moves. Crazy damage combo abilities, speed ups. Basically, it broke the game. It made it like it was certain characters just completely unmanageable to even try to beat them. Now the other thing you got to factor in is online play. All right, you're trying to play this game online. Already, there's some lag.
Now there's a counter
by
to
the way, the
have.
character now is super armor and you
Should
can't
I-
interrupt their attacks. The
I
fuck
know
do
because
do
I hadn't
now,
seen this
right?
video before,
So it ended up
so
being
watch the video before.
ridiculously
How many times
unbalanced,
doing
and I didn't
this?
like it because of that.
I definitely
The
could have had a
core
counter
gameplay
up,
elements
damn
were
it.
very old school Street Fighter. I agree with you, but these grooves or isms or whatever the hell they called them, because I can't remember, broke the game and made the game not fun to play. After like a few sessions, I just didn't want to play it anymore because it was not fun. As for Samurai Showdown, quite frankly, I'll be honest with you, Samurai Showdown was kind of like a franchise that back in the day, in the 90s, it had shock factor popularity. What I mean by that is that was the era. You had Street Fighter, you had Mortal Kombat, you had Killer Instinct, you had
Tekken.
spin-offs like Primal Rage and stuff like that. Then you had the King of Fighters series, aka Fatal Fury, Art of Fighting characters put together from 2 fighting franchises to make a King of Fighters fighting game series. That was the SNK Fighters. Well, SNK decided they wanted to go more extreme because they saw games like Mortal Kombat getting very popular because of the gore that was in it.
Oh, yeah.
So they made Samurai
Speaking of a
Showdown,
video,
so the game
really
where everyone
sees
had
you-
swords and weapons.
allows you
When
to
hit
see
someone,
more of the
blood squirts
rocking
out of their body,
and the way his
you hit them
eyes
the
are
right
always
way, it's a fatality move
all
where
over
their
the
body
place.
slashes in half and blood going all over the screen. That was really the gimmick of Samurai Showdown. As the series progressed further on, they added new gameplay mechanics and things that made the game more competitive. But essentially, the game was a very basic, slow-moving game for gore factor, okay? Honestly, Samurai Showdown, in my opinion, was never a great competitive game. I never felt it was. I thought the graphics were really good for the time. The 2D art was really nicely animated, looked like anime characters. But I never really liked the gameplay mechanics of the game. I thought
There's a lot of people who screwed up doing that because
slow-moving.
they made so much
for a fighting
money
game because you want, oh, look,
very quickly. Like, all right, I don't need a job. I don't need to get an education. I'm going to drop out of college and do
Big
this.
deal.
3
I never
years
really
later.
liked Samurai Showdown that much.
The
And so when
apocalypse
they
is
announced the new
happening. I'm
Samurai
gonna lose
Showdown, I was kinda
everything.
skeptical. I thought, all right, maybe I'll check it out, maybe I won't.
Should have
When
kept
the game
working.
released, like,
Should have
there
kept
was
up
no
your
hype for it at all.
education.
It released, I believe it released in like June, and almost no one talked about it. At that time, there were other games coming out like Crash Team Racing and Judgment that people basically told me that, oh, Super Mario Maker 2 as well. And people told me, oh, this is really what we want to see you play. So that's what I focused on at the time. And then it was like sometime in July, people were like, why didn't you play Samurai Showdown? I was like, Samurai Showdown came out? I didn't even know that the game had been released. And quite frankly, I've heard no hype, nothing about that at all, about the game since then. So to me, like, I guess it's a dead franchise. Now again, I'm not in the FGC, the fighting game community. Maybe I'm not in the right loops to be hearing about said games, but I haven't heard much or anything about the game, so I just didn't give it a shot.
Because it doesn't
Plus, like I
show
said,
up on
I didn't
Twitter,
really
you don't
like
see it.
the classic Samurai Showdown games to begin with, so I didn't have much hyper interest in the game anyway. When I say I want modern fighting games to play like the classic, make a Street Fighter game that actually needs tons of timing and practice and intelligent thought and reactionary style gameplay,
Like Street Fighter 5.
and counters and reversals and things that like have been absent from Street Fighter for a long time. Make that the focus instead of, oh, this is a dumbed down game that anyone could play it for like 2 weeks and learn all the basics of 3 characters, and now they can basically hang at least a mid to high level. That's bad to me. Like, I want a game that there's so many nuances to it, that every matchup is different and every, you know what I mean? Like, that's not what Street Fighter is anymore. Street Fighter is straight up pattern play. When you go to play Street Fighter 5 and you fight a certain character, you know exactly what you're going to face that round. You know exactly what strategy that person's going to use. 9 times out of 10, they don't use any variety. It's the same shit over and over, because that's what the game is. It's pattern play, dumbed down, 50-50 guesses. It's not, it doesn't promote ingenuity. It doesn't promote variety. It's just the same shit every time you play it. That's boring to me. I play Street Fighter 5. I'm incredibly fucking bored every time I play it, because I feel like
You're
I'm
getting
doing
your
the same
ass
motions
kicked.
over and over. And I am. That's the game. The
You
game is
can't
doing the same
win.
motions over and over. When I play Street Fighter 2, there's variety in the gameplay. When you play a different character, it's a different matchup every time. Certain people will play certain characters differently. A hyper-aggressive Ryu versus a zoning Ryu. Totally different experience. And then you can get that when you play the classics. You don't get that with the modern games. And I hate that about them. I think that they're boring as shit. So that's my answer.
Because you get your ass
to that
kicked.
question is, Fighting EX Layer was a game that was ruined by this new gimmicky thing they threw in. Samurai Showdown, I wasn't super interested in to begin with because I didn't like the original franchise. I didn't hear much about it, so I just skipped it. I want old school difficulty and game mechanics put back into modern games that make them competitively fun and viable again. That's my reasoning when I say that kind of stuff. Okay?
I.e., you don't like getting your ass kicked.
Sinian Sausage Gaming, you're derailing the entire stream chat by spamming your fucking meme or whatever, so you can now get banned for
Oh,
now.
no.
And then if you ever want to come back,
How
you can
dare
ask me to
you.
come back and behave and stop saying the same thing.
Not a
like
meme.
an idiot.
He was posting
I got
memes.
a $1 tip from Z Zingping saying, rest in peace, Papa John. Gone too soon. If you mean the guy who used to be, you know, the spokesperson for Papa John's, the founder, I'm not aware that he passed away. He did an interview the other day where he sounded like a raving lunatic. But outside of that, I'm pretty sure he's still alive, unless something happened today that I didn't hear about. Beard Tendies, we subscribed to the channel for 17 months. Thank you, Beard Tendies. And Caliborman did 100-bit cheers. His fighting games are
Don't forget
overrated.
the
I missed
seal
days
clap
of
as
Mortal
well
Kombat
with the
RPG.
seal laugh.
I never played those Mortal Kombat games on the PS2 era, so I couldn't really attest to anything there. Jory Seinfeld did 100-bit cheers. His Thanksgiving Phil, do you have a favorite Seinfeld episode? I think a lot of people say that the Marble Rye episode is fucking hilarious.
I'm still waiting for
the
the Switch Pro that people were talking about.
Okay. Continuing on. The next question is from Alfred Aponte, and he asked the following. He says, Phil, I hope that you're a good man. I wanted to ask you, have you seen a surge in your audience after you did that interview with the Quartering earlier this year?
He did
I
not.
was one of those people that did not know much about your story until you did that. I wanted to say I love your interactive stream style. It's something that has meaning for us, your fans, rooting for your success as a content creator. Also, what's your opinion on the absurd growth of the SJW and woke culture on games and other types of media? Like, for example, attacking the Joker or the Mandalorian and the creation of gender-free controller for the Google Stadia. Oh my god. All right, so this is a dual question. The first half of the question is, do I see that I got any kind of any kind of positive influence from doing that interview that I did earlier this year with the YouTuber named The Quarter? Yes. Immediately following that, I'd say probably for about a month afterward, I constantly saw an influx of new viewers saying, wow, didn't know about Darkside Phil before, or I'd heard about him before, but I'd never seen anything that he
And they're saying that if they're going to do the Pro, you're going to have the light that is portable only.
They never came back. But some
The
people
Switch that does both, and the Pro is going to be console
and they
only.
stay. And that's really cool. Now, much like anything, popularity like that kind of little surge is temporary. That doesn't stay forever. After a couple of weeks, no one's watching that interview with the Quartering anymore. You know what I mean? So was there a small surge and a good positive feeling and vibe that came out of that? Absolutely. Is it lasting? Nah. It's gonna diminish and it's you know, what you get out of it over time. But I'm just happy that I did it. You know? And I'll be quite honest, there were a few other opportunities earlier in the year that had presented themselves to me that were similar things, and I declined them, and I think I did the right thing. Because I actually feel that if I had done some things differently, that things could have turned out a lot more negatively for me this year. I think that I actually took the time to do something with a neutral party that made sense rather than someone who maybe would have just been about kind of baiting me into making fun of me the whole time. And I feel that it worked out well. So yeah. Now, a lot of people said, will you ever do stuff like that in the future? I'm not against doing actual, candid, realistic, fair interviews with people. I never was. I don't know why people would want to talk to me, though. Like, I feel how relevant am I?
No one wants to talk to you,
Yes, I've done
period,
YouTube
because you're a
for
piece of
11 years.
shit.
I've done live streaming full-time for 2.5 years. You want to talk to me about those topics? Great, but outside of that, you know, I think that there's a lot of people who are much bigger than me. Those are the people you'd want to talk to. Why do anyone want to talk to Dark Side Phil? That's why it blows me away that anyone would want to talk to me at all. Right? Like, I don't see myself as like.
I want to be surprised if he wrote some of his own questions, because he was crying, I don't have any questions, I don't have any questions.
I don't even care about that.
As the king happens, he answers maybe 5 questions.
So it is, you know, it is what it is. But I think.
But you go to his Twitter, it's like, dude, you had like 17 questions asked by Twitter. Why didn't you answer any of these?
I think like it was.
I didn't write them, so I had the answer ready, dude.
What I could have done this year, I did the right thing. Like I said, there was actually one thing that earlier this year I was thinking about doing, and I actually decided against it, and I think it was a really good choice. Especially based on
stop being toxic.
Afterward, I definitely think it was the right choice to make. Okay. Now your second half of your question, what do I think about the growth of SJW and woke culture and all that? Listen, culture changes over time, right? It's like I just said, in the 90s, it was commonplace to include overly amounts of gore, swearing, and sexual content in video games to get that shock factor, to get teenagers to run out and buy said games. Now, not to say that stuff doesn't still exist in video games. It does.
I was about to say, it still exists. Grand Theft Auto, anyone?
I think what's happened is our culture has evolved.
Cyberpunk 2077 is supposed to have first-person sex
in games anymore.
Instead of first-person shooter scenes.
Experience when they're playing a video game, right?
Like, all the cutscenes are first-person, so it
like
doesn't, like,
anything,
break immersion.
You can go completely to the extreme, and then it ruins it. It's all about what you say about these things. It's all about moderation, right? It is. If you want to have more artistic value and have a game that's appealing more to a wider audience than, say, a teen male demographic, you need to kind of factor out crappy stuff that maybe is kind of overblown.
Like snorts, belches, running to the microphone?
I guess is what you could say. At the same time, if you go all the way to the extreme the other direction, you're going to completely isolate an audience. You see what I mean? There has to be a balance somewhere. There has to be a balance found somewhere. All right? So, you know, you're bringing up some examples. You're saying attacking the Joker movie, the Mandalorian series, and the creation of gender-free controller for the Google Stadia.
I'm wondering how they're going to do that for the entire game, because they're so used to third person, like the Witcher series and stuff like.
Okay, but we've had.
They can handle the first person though.
And last time I noticed, we didn't have.
How the council's going to handle that?
You know, doing this stuff in real life. It's really more about reality of. Well, let's explain to people when you go to see a movie, it's fantasy. It's meant to be fantasy. All right, it's not fucking reality, and don't make it a reality, right? Or else. Last time I saw Transformers, I didn't see robots either. You see what I mean? Like, it's ridiculous. At the same time, right, if they had made a movie where there's a monstrous, brutal, disgusting, vile killer, and he's made out to be a hero, that's different, you see? And that's not what the Joker movie was about. The Mandalorian, I have no idea what you're talking about. I don't know how Mandalorian was criticized, so I can't talk to that. The creation of a gender-free controller for Google Stadia. A gender-free controller. How is this gendered exactly, this controller? Like, what about this controller that I'm looking at?
Oh, that pig in a cowboy hat is way cuter.
It's a device to control a console that has no gender. There's no such thing as a gender-free controller. It's just nonsense. So, what I would say, the gender-free controller is nonsense. It's PR spin to make people who are all about the extreme think that it's something that it's not. There's no such thing as a gender-free controller because game consoles don't have gender. Stupidity is what that is, okay?
He's actually right about something.
Shout out to Zebra, who resubscribed to the channel for 35 months in a row. Bottle crunch, everyone. Look out. I'll try to get the loudness. Thank you, Zebra, for 35 months of support. Almost 3 years, man. Awesome. And Fluffy Cows
there's no such thing as a gender controller. Like, the controllers are not gendered.
Positively improve yourself.
This has no gender. There's no vagina or a dick on it.
See, I love when people ask me questions like that, but I don't think that's a question for me, right? That's not a question for me, really. That's a question for my audience. Like, how do you think that I, myself, as a content creator, can improve next year, right? By the way, my keyboard has failed. I'm trying to get a battery out. I just cut my...
So he's asked, no, New Year's resolution, like, what are you going to do to improve yourself? You can't ask me that. You got to ask my audience that. Oh, ask my audience how I'm going to improve. How does that even make sense? DSP, how are you going to improve your streams? Ask my audience. No, you jackass. Put up more wall foam. Put up a green screen. Put up green wall foam. It actually has soundproof wall foam that is green, so you can use it as a green screen for that specific purpose of using it as a green screen. Someone said, I don't have the room to put a green screen back here. then get green soundproof foam. Also, cat vacuuming and cat cleaning the bathroom, whatever, while he was live streaming, proves that that soundproof foam does nothing. Because he could hear all of it. He could hear the water rushing through his headphones with his headphones on. Mr. I can't hear when someone's knocking on the door because I got my headphones on. Could hear it. Then what's the point of the soundproof foam if you can hear all the fucking sound? Invest money into the green soundproof foam. Have enough of it to cover the entire wall. Voila! You get green screen and soundproofing in one go. That's how you can improve in 2020.
Fingernails possible to get the damn thing out. There we go. I would say this year, what I've done is I became a lot more of a laid-back guy. I stopped getting all uptight and raging about every little thing that happened. This year, although admittedly there have been times when things kind of happened that I needed your help, it wasn't always about the sky is falling or anything like that. You know, and a lot of times that meant kind of hiding things from you guys in the background, but at the same time, I think that actually helped a lot. When you came in to tune into my streams outside of the early plug segment that I do, you never really heard me talk that much about money or anything like that. It was more about, let's just hang out and play a game and have fun together, right? So that was one of the things I did this year. I don't know. What do you guys think I could improve in the next year? And by the way, saying generic things like, oh, no pre-streams and stuff like that is just stupid. That's not a suggestion. That's a demand for something that's not going to happen because it's a part of my streams that has a purpose and a lot of people like it, all right? But I'm sure people would have different variations of suggestions. Some people like green screen. Yeah, here we go again.
Oh, yeah, but being DSP, you guys got to worry about taxes and shipping. We got to make it $500 for a $200 item.
Fluffy cows for you. I
would still hit it. Because people want him to use fucking green screen shit.
Really
so there you go.
Answer, right? So,
all right, guys, you guys want me to use green screen? Well,
here we go.
I'm going to get soundproofing from that's green.
Don't always blame the game.
It's going to cost $200.
That's a tired meme. That's Phil of 5 to 10 years ago. That's not Phil of today. So.
Oops, I was ranting too loud. What was that?
The same tired things that we know. Play a game and have fun together, right? So that was one of the things I did this year. I don't know. What do you guys think I could improve?
Green screen.
In the next year.
Stop snorting to the microphone.
Like, oh, no pre-streams and stuff like that is just stupidity. That's not a suggestion. That's a demand for something that's not going to happen because it's a part of my streams that has a purpose and a lot of people like it, all right?
No one likes it. Gee, everyone in my chat is saying, hey, shorten the pre-streams. Get rid of them. No, too many people like my pre-streams. Name 10. You have 666 subs. Name 10 of them that like the pre-stream. Oh, you can't.
But I'm sure people would have different variations of suggestions. Some people like green screen. Yeah, here we go again. The same tired things that we know are not going to improve my content.
And how's a green screen not going to improve your content? How is better soundproofing not going to improve your content? Maybe that way Cat could vacuum or clean the bathroom while you're live streaming without you hearing everything. Like seriously.
Fluffy cows for you. I wish I could answer those kind of questions, but in general, that's something that you turn to an audience to really answer, right? So, you know, I'd be interested to see what people would say long term. Now, here we go. The same tired meme. Don't always blame the game. I don't always blame the game.
Yes, you do.
That's a tired meme.
No. He doesn't always blame the game. Sometimes he blames the game developers. See? He's technically right, and technically right is the best kind of right. He is technically right. Because sometimes he blames the game. Sometimes he blames the internet lagging. Even though it's not the internet lagging, he just sucks. And sometimes he blames the game developers. So there you go. That's why you can't exaggerate or sarcasm with him. He's like, oh, you quit every game. I did not quit every game. You're right. Someone's put a list together. It's like 287, almost 300 games that he's quit. But you can't say, oh, you quit thousands of games. No, I didn't. No, I haven't. Fine. Here's the list. You quit 287 games. You can't deny. Here's the list of all the games you've rage quit. Some of those I board quit, dude. I didn't rage quit. I board quit. Fine. Here's 278 games you've quit and never beat. Shut up. Ban.
Years ago. That's not Phil of today. So, all right. One more question, and then we're gonna take a break. Okay. One more question for this part. And this question is from Richie7, and he says, lately it's been very difficult for me to make it to stream, so I've been watching some of your older playthroughs. Correct me if I'm wrong, it seems like you currently do a lot less improv comedy than you used to do back then, not just non-PC material, but I mean just general comedic material. Was this change deliberate or just a natural evolution over time going from YouTube to streaming? How do you deal with adversity, stress, and negative issues impacting you? Furthermore, how do you come to a stream and perform without letting it show that you're dealing with stress?
Yeah,
behind the scenes?
shower every
Any
day
tips on
before
dealing with difficulty, staying
stream.
positive and not letting it affect your work?
I wouldn't say
Two
get rid of the
questions.
webcam because
The first question is,
we get so much comedy gold off the
my commentary
webcam.
style has changed. Why did it change?
But
Okay?
green screen,
He's
so
right.
there's less
Back
of
when
it
I was a full-time
showing.
YouTuber, and I did not focus at all on stream interactions. I felt like it was me playing a game in an isolated room, and it was my job to make watching that gameplay through fun at all times.
Of course.
So that means when there
He's
were
not a ladies' man. He's had
cutscenes,
two
wasn't
ladies
super
in his
interesting,
entire
I had to
life.
talk over to make jokes.
He's been with
If there was
Panda and he's
gameplay,
been with
and
Cat.
the
Panda
gameplay
took his
wasn't super
virginity.
interesting, had to
I
make
would
jokes
put
about it.
money on that.
Sometimes I would have to overly rage or
Doesn't
overly
count if you
complain
bought a
or
prostitute.
overly be
Don't get me
over the
wrong.
top with something to
Prostitute,
try to fill the
losing
dead
your virginity
air.
to prostitute
Otherwise,
does
what the
count.
hell else was I doing?
But for a
Playing
bet
game,
like
right?
this, it
In
does
particular, I
not
would say
count.
games with a lot of open
I'm
world
saying the
exploration,
first person who
games
slept with him
that were
without money
cheesy, et cetera.
involved
Those games need
would
a
be
lot more of that kind of
Panda.
stuff. And admittedly, over
Actually,
the
she's
top
the only
stuff
one.
was something that I did a lot back then. Again,
Because Cat's a
over the
gold
top
digger.
swearing,
So obviously the
over
only
the
reason
top
she would sleep with him is
sexual
because of the
abuse,
money.
over the top, gender
He's
abuse,
only
stuff
had
like that.
sex with
I
one
did it
person
all the
without
time
money being
to bring in an
involved.
audience.
Damn.
When I became a full-time streamer almost 3 years ago now, things changed. I kind of sat back and said, I want to know what is it that you guys want from me? And what I got from my audience was,
God, how sad it is. He only had
the
sex
stuff that you were
with
doing
one
was great back
person
then. It's
that didn't
outdated.
involve
That's
money.
Outdated commentary. We want the real Phil. We want to be able to sit down with you and hear your honest opinions on what you're doing, but just hang out with us, have fun, be chill, have fun conversations, and the fun and entertainment factor will come naturally. It's not about having to be the guy who's always making the over-the-top joke and interrupting and ruining a cutscene with stupid commentary. It's more about enjoying the overall gameplay experience. And what I've noticed in recent years is, yeah, I don't commentate much over cutscenes anymore. When we're doing open world segments of games, we'll talk and interact more about other stuff that's not even related to the game in a lot of cases, and that's okay. It doesn't have to be 100% focus on the game anymore because it's not about that. The modern audiences want to see a different kind of content and a different kind of interaction. And don't get me wrong, that was hard for me to adjust. It was. I was set in my ways for the longest time, from 2008 all the way through 2017. 9 years.
And today, you
I've done
don't
the
change
same
anything.
kind of content, and now I had to completely kind of adjusting everything, to make it different for you guys. You told me outright, this is what we want, not the old. The old Phil was fun for that time period, but you have to evolve and change with the times. And I feel that over the time that I did this, I become a better person, a more mature person, and the content that I put out there is more meaningful today than it ever was back then. Yeah, back then you got a lot of laughs, but also there was a lot of cringe, a lot of shock factor stuff that's kind of like, yeah, you watch it today, you're like, oh man, kind of lame that Phil did that stuff. Now, you can come to any stream and kind of relax and have a good time with me and have fun interactions and just have an entertaining, fun, chill time and feel like you got something more meaningful out of it than just a cheap laugh. It doesn't say the laughs still come.
Very,
The laughs
very
still
cheap.
come, but it's not about always pushing that laugh narrative. You see what I mean?
See what I mean?
So I do feel that today's stuff is much better, and that's the feedback I'm getting. Even though it's funny, do I get the crazy amount of over-the-top, insane views I used to get anywhere? No. But people tell me now
that's
people
hell of an
argue
image
every day
there,
get more out of it than they
Thyre.
ever did back then, and that's a cool thing. Okay. Now the other half of your question. How do you deal with adversity, stress, and negative issues impacting you? And how do you stream and perform without letting it show that you're dealing with stress behind the scenes? Any tips on dealing with difficult times and staying positive and not letting it affect your work? Yeah, I mean, you guys only know a fraction of the stuff that goes on with me behind the scenes that's negative. Just being honest with you. If there's something that I really need help with or whatever, and I have to tell you guys about it, I do. But in general, you guys don't have an idea of the stuff that I'm going through behind the scenes.
Yes, we do.
Some messed up stuff that's
Then you say,
happened in the
no,
past couple
it's not a
years.
new cat. It's an
And
old
things that are happening that I
cat.
can't
That
tell
means
you.
you're all wrong because
And
you all said
I
the
know
new
that sucks
cat, but it's not a
because
new
someone
cat.
who's usually 100%
Thanks for the
transparent with you, the fact that I can't
$2,000,
be transparent
dummies.
anymore. It kills me that I couldn't tell you guys that not only was I visiting my parents earlier this year, but that I was going to get married. I would have loved
Gross.
to share that experience with all of you and been upfront and honest with you. And what would have happened is I would have went to Connecticut and we probably would have got swatted, pranked, and the entire thing would have been ruined and my family would have been put at risk. So I couldn't.
No. First of all, I don't believe he was ever swatted. He called the cops for wellness check. They showed up, did it. And then when Lana's brother's wedding's coming, like, no, we can't go, guys. We got swatted. What if the wedding gets swatted? I was just swatted like 2 months ago, guys. I can't risk this wedding getting swatted. That was one of the few times that Pig Roach actually did something smart. Was calling the cops on himself. Cops show up. Guys, I was swatted. I can't risk any future events ever because it might get swatted. DSP, you're really good at this new fighting game. You can go to Evo for it? No! What if Evo gets swatted because of my detractors, dude? Can you imagine that Evo gets swatted? Oh, it'd be all my fault. Damn it, Tevin.
Do it, it sucks that I that's the life I have now, but at the same time
It sucks that I gotta
understand
beg for
why it has to be
money
like
to
that
pay
for
my
my own sake and
taxes
family's
and then
sake,
turn around
okay?
and get married.
Right now, I could tell you guys a few things that are going on behind the scenes, matter of factly, that would open your eyes and you'd be like, oh shit, that's what's going on. That kind of makes sense now. At the same time, if I told you guys that stuff, there would actively be people who would go after me and try to hurt me because I revealed that information. So I can't. It sucks. And that's what I mean. Like, there are days when some shitty stuff is going down behind the scenes and I come to stream and it really, I'm just sitting there and I'm like, man, yeah, I really hope that we have a good fun stream today to get my mind off this shit because I have to. I can't sit here and just be in a gloomy, bad mood because there's other bad stuff going on behind the scenes that I can't tell you about, People are coming to my streams to get positivity and get fun interactions out of it. They're not coming to hear about my doom and gloom shit going on behind the scenes. So I have to do my best to be that motivational person for all of you. And it's tough, as someone who has suffered from depression in the past and as feelings come back.
You mean gotten too shit-faced to show up on stream.
For no fucking reason.
You've already admitted all those times that
really
you were sick and depressed. Was just you too shit-faced to show up for stream?
Positive difference, and then you get people who come and just hammer negativity to you on a stream all day long. People who don't understand that what they're doing actively is fucking with your psyche.
Exactly. It was not a swatting. It was
really is,
literally him calling. Hey, can you guys come over? I'm a little worried about my girlfriend. They show up, talk for a few minutes, realize she's okay. All right, we're good.
It's rough. And it makes me feel
bad.
He's
not depressed. He's just pissed that he got shit-faced and couldn't show up for work, dude.
I could have the thickest skin of titanium and not let shit get to me. And it's funny because the moments when I might let something...
Thickest skin of titanium? Paper is thicker than your skin.
Come through. All right. The moments that I might let something come through... As he lands in manual ban. Look at Phil. He's supposed to have thick skin, but instead, look at what he actually is a weakling, and you look what he did. He raged, or it's fucked up. It's like the double-edged sword. If I don't show emotion, I don't tell you anything, people are angry that I don't share stuff. Then when I share stuff, people are angry that I'm like, oh...
We actually have a thumbs down on my live stream. Hi, DSP, or one of his fans.
Why are you bothering us with that? We're coming to your streams for a good time. See? So either way, it's kind of like damned if you do and damned if you don't. What do you really do? I don't know. I don't think there's a definitive answer to that, but... I just do my best at this point. If I want to share personal stuff with you guys, I do my best to share the fun stuff and not to let the negative stuff come through because there's tons of negative stuff I could tell you guys about, and I don't think it would do anyone any good, to know that stuff. I just try to stay fun and positive on the streams, and I feel that if I stay fun and positive, things in general will work out. And even though every once in a while there is something that happens that, man, I really need to raise funds in a short period of time out of nowhere, and it sucks I have to do this and kind of put this burden on my viewers, but I hope things work out. And then things work out, and I'm so grateful. I'm so happy. I'm like, damn, now we can go on and have fun streams again and not have to have this burden hanging on my fucking head. And that's awesome, So thank you for that. But yeah, like to answer your question, Richie, it's not easy. It's not easy some days to come to stream with negative stuff going on behind the scenes and knowing very well that things may not be able to still be how they are right now forever. I know that I have to make life changes and things. I mean, by the way, I'm making life changes and things. Again, things I can't share with you guys that are rough and are different and are very stressful to make ends meet and to make things so that they're not constant problems in my life.
Well, then stop buying so much gin, dude.
About it, and I have to come here and swallow it. Just swallow it and keep it down. And, people ask me questions that if I answered honestly...
That's a sound clip right there.
Things I can't share with you guys that are rough and are different and are very stressful to make ends meet and to make things so that they're not constant problems in my life. And I can't always tell you guys about it, and I have to come...
All right, guys, I'm going to hit record on this so I can get... That sound clip of him talking about how he needs to swallow. Just swallow the whole thing.
Come here and swallow it. Just swallow it and keep it down. And, people ask me questions that if I answered honestly, again, your eyes were like, whoa, but then my private information got out there and now people can hurt me. So...
It's recorded.
It's very tough, but at the same time, it's a kind of a necessary thing. I think that anyone who does this full time has to have this separation of personal and public because you can't have both. I've been there, done that, where my entire life was 100% transparent to all of you, and we saw some of the fucked up stuff that happened because of it. So now that my life is separated from that...
Yes, like you blowing all that money you got from your home front review on a trip to a hotel.
What I share with you guys on a daily basis. So it's tough, but I find a way to do it. Well, thank you, Propane Key, for $1 tip. He says, I want to say you're not a bad guy. I appreciate that very much. All right, guys, what we're going to do is take a break. If you're watching on stream, it'll be like a 10, 15-minute break. If you're watching on YouTube, it's just going to be a separate part coming up. So
this has been an hour and 3 minutes. An hour and 3 minutes. And he needs a break. Could you imagine having a real job? Going, all right, guys, it's been an hour. I need to go take a 20-minute shit break. No. What do you mean, no? Snort? You've been here for an hour. It's not even 10 o'clock. Or it's just past 10 o'clock. You've been here for an hour. Get back to work. I need my 20-minute shit break. No, Dave. Don't call me Dave. That's mean. You're trolling me. Yeah, we know. We Googled your name. Everyone at the office knows who you are now. Dave. Snort.
So let's take a short break. When I come back, we got many more questions to answer, both from the forums and from Twitter. And there will be a segment where I also interact with all of you guys here on the stream chat as well. Okay, so thanks so much for Ask the King Thanksgiving 2019 Part 1. I'll be back with more after the break. Thanks, and see you in a few.
Wow. Sits on his ass for an hour answering questions. Guys, I need to take a break. Also, what's weird? Likes and dislikes are not activated on this, but the comments are. There's only like 7 comments, but there's comments on these videos. Like, holy shit, did not realize that. And then bring that back up. God, this is going fucking great, man. If he was doing that during his bathroom breaks, it wouldn't take 20 minutes, take all 5 minutes. And that includes walk time to the bathroom and back. Damn, son, Spike should remind him that he needs to go tip all the money that he has to DSP, or DSP is going to lose the house. Anyways, here we go. And right there. There we go.
Alrighty, everyone. DSP here. Welcome back to Ask the King for Thanksgiving 2019. Hope you guys have enjoyed the show so far. We're on to segment 2. We're going to continue on with more questions from the forums. In the interim, though, we did have a cheer come in from PW Dubs during the break, and he said, do you feel like being overly open and revealing has hurt you? Not meaning like you're doing bad right now, but like having things that people can throw in your face. I would say, yeah, over the years, I was open and honest with everyone. And that's all well and good. Number one, when you're doing really well financially. And number two, when you have a really positive...
should be gone before that happens.
Yourself, like, everyone likes you. But when
like,
people...
Yeah, I'm trying to save the house, but we're in the middle of it, and I don't know what I'm going to do. I asked Kat to co-sign this loan, and she said she would, but I came out of my office, and all of her stuff was gone. My headphones on, I didn't even hear her leave.
I was an open guy. I told everyone everything. And then all of a sudden, when things started...
Hey, Josh.
I needed more support in other ways, like paid...
He's not talked about that yet. I saw that on Twitter. I'm waiting for it.
All of a sudden, now Phil's the beggar villain who constantly is doing things. It's like, wait a minute. But every streamer does this stuff. But because I do it...
No. Not every streamer sits there for an hour and a half crying, begging, pay my bills, pay for my house, pay my taxes for the money that you gave me, then give me even more. Snort. The ethos don't even do that. Of course, the ethos don't have to because they got boobs. People just show up and throw money at them. They might have a slow night, but even then they'll just be at the end of the night like, oh, well, hopefully I'll wear something more revealing tomorrow, wink, wink, so you better show up tomorrow. But this jackwagon, PewDiePie does not sit there for an hour and a half crying, begging for money. Jacksepticeye, Mark Plier, me, LSB when he's live streaming games, Theo, like none of us sit there for an hour and a half and beg for money. How he thinks everyone does that. Also, how would you know what other streamers do? You don't watch them, according to you, jackwagon.
Villain just because I didn't used to do it, right? And then people would literally micro-analyze every little thing from every video. Oh my god, Phil did a vlog in his kitchen, and I saw something on his countertop, and what is that? Could it be expensive? And ridiculous shit. You see what I mean?
Because it was expensive. It was
so
a $200
really
coffee machine with an $800 trash can.
My public face on streams and make it so that, yes, sometimes I will reveal stuff, and sometimes I have to keep stuff private, and it's just a necessary thing now to keep myself and my family safe. And I'm okay with that, but sadly, some people are not. They're like, oh my god, that Phil would now do this. What is he hiding from us? What, like I said, one of the biggest things this year that people said was a negative was that I didn't tell people about my wedding before it happened because I was protecting my family. I'm someone who I've been swatted before. I've had insanely nasty things happen to me offline that you guys don't even know about. Do you really think I'm going to risk telling you guys about getting married and how fucked up people could have done things to that, and my family members that were going to be there and everything? But because I kept that stuff private, somehow that was being dishonest to my viewers. Like, no, I was being safe with my own family and my own future. I'm not an idiot,
Yes,
but
you are.
Some people just don't get that. So, it is what it is. And, things change over time, and it sucks that, people still, to this day, criticize me for basically just trying to be safe, you know, but that's life. Mr. Terrorhawk also cheered. He's a proud member of the DSP OGs. Keep up the good work and much success. Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Mr. Terrorhawk. Thank you very much. Okay, continuing on. Let's get back to the forum questions, everybody. By the way, I should check on sub count because some people keep saying 666 subs. I wonder if we're still at that. No, we're at 672 subs. So thanks to those who subscribe to
Even more gifted subs.
Now we can
Sheesh.
get that off. Damn, people can stop saying the number of the beast. All right. The next question is from Botch Specialist, and he asks 2 questions. He says, first of all, number 1, in the worst case scenario, if YouTube goes full steam ahead with COPPA or COPPA, whatever people are calling it now, and demonetizing content.
Oh, he's still on way more times than that.
And number 2, how would you change Twitch's video archive structure so that it could compete more with YouTube? Good luck and happy Thanksgiving. Thank you. Happy Thanksgiving to you too, Botch Specialist. So
Only
first of all,
feature
for
my
those who don't know, the whole
content.
COPPA fiasco, I'll just
God damn, look at how much
YouTube
rocking
got
he's
sued
doing.
because YouTube was not abiding by the law. The law says that when you advertise to children, you can only advertise certain things and in certain ways. YouTube automates everything on their website and was just putting any old ad on a video that a child was watching. And so there were video content on YouTube, you know, a YouTube channel where all people do is unbox stuff, children's toys, okay? Obviously, children are watching those videos, and they were putting adult advertisements on that. Gameplay videos that are literally people dressing up, looking like cartoon characters, and catering to a children's audience that only children were watching.
You!
Having adult
Yoshi!
advertisements on them.
You had a
Those
Yoshi
videos
costume while
on YouTube
playing
was not
Luigi's
abiding by the law
Mansion.
and controlling the advertising.
You are the children
By the
entertainer.
government. They
How do you
lost
not
their
realize you're
business.
talking
They
about
lost
yourself?
Almost $200 million in damages, and now they have to change the way that their business works, okay?
Only
Already
if
the
he
change
was
is
the
going to
taker,
affect
not the
everyone has to
giver.
identify whether or not
He'd be
the
the
video
catcher,
is
not the
children's
pitcher.
content or not. I myself have said, no, it's not. My stuff is very adult-oriented. I swear. I talk about adult issues. I
You were
explain adult
just
issues
wearing a
in the
Yoshi
game.
outfit while playing a
This is not children's
children's
content that I
game
put out on the internet at all.
last
I wouldn't say
month.
A single piece of content that I put out over the years is for small children. Okay, not a single person, not a single piece.
Really,
That
as
doesn't
you
mean
play
YouTube won't
children's
fuck it up.
games and
YouTube has
wear
screwed things up so many
costumes
times over the years,
targeted
it's
towards
very possible
children.
that they will categorize all video gaming content as for children, and now people can't advertise on it anymore. That would make absolutely no sense. It would be completely against the law, but they do that I mean, they already broke the law. Why not just keep breaking it? You know, they do stupid shit, so they can do whatever they want. So everyone is like panicking. The sky is falling. In January, everything falls apart, and everyone's YouTube channel will explode. Okay, I don't know what's gonna happen. I can tell you this. I'm not going to change what I do. I'm going to keep putting out fun gameplay streams for you every day. I'm going to archive it on YouTube. Nothing there is going to change, okay? The only thing that I could see changing, whether or not I get to make ad revenue on my gameplay videos on YouTube or not. I don't foresee them blanket banning anyone making gameplay and saying that it's not allowed to be monetized anymore. That would be pretty fucking insane.
I got a perfect example of this.
At the same time, I don't trust them to do the right thing. So, worst case scenario, if I can't monetize my YouTube stuff anymore, very matter-of-factly, I would tell you guys I need to make more money on streams, or I can't make ends meet.
He'll
Hopefully
beg
what happens
even
is people
harder.
would step up and say, okay, this really sucks. There's no ads on Phil's videos anymore. We're going to support him in other ways. Now,
He'll
Bob
beg
Specialist suggests
even
Patreon.
more. That's
pretty
his-
much not
that's
what I
his
would do.
only
I
game
would have to
plan.
go even full
Plan
on
B
more
is
into
to
the streaming
beg
aspect.
even
The streaming thing
more.
would end up being 100% my lifeblood, where I'm making my money from, right? So whether it's more incentives to contribute on streams or whatever, I'll have to think up something. But that's what it would be. Okay.
Not
The
a
good news
children's
here is,
entertainer.
Very matter of fact with all of you.
Look at the
YouTube
cute
ad
stuffed
revenue has
animals
been
he's
so
got
bad in the
behind him.
past 2.5
Look at the
3 years.
Yoshi costume.
It's maybe
Not a
one-
children's entertainer.
I
He's a
wanna say
serious
maybe-
adult.
Maybe
He's a mature adult
10 to
human
15%
being.
of what I make a month. Maybe I could be wrong, but it's not a lot in comparison to what it used to be. So is it going to hurt me? Absolutely, it would hurt me tons if I didn't make any money on YouTube ad revenue. But it's not like, oh my God, end of the world, the sky is falling, because I think I would maybe be able to make it up in other
Piece of
places. I don't
shit.
know, but essentially, I hope that doesn't happen.
And God
Okay? I
damn,
hope
he's all
that ends up
over the
being,
place.
I'm not affected. And we could just
Holy
move forward
hell.
as we've been doing and keep doing what we're doing. All right, but we don't. No one knows. Okay, but certainly it wouldn't be towards Patreon.
No wonder he's getting hot and
really was
bothered
something
in
that
that
was
room,
set up
man.
when I was
See how
doing
much
YouTube
exercise he's
related
getting?
stuff. Now I would say the stuff cheering, subbing, tipping during
Like,
streams.
dude,
that's
calm
more catered
down.
toward stream sub goals. That's more catered towards streaming. See what I mean? So doing something more catered towards streaming rather than Patreon. I think the reason that Botch Specialist brings up Patreon is because people who are full-time YouTubers, which I'm not anymore, but people who are full-time YouTubers, oh man, I made my whole living on YouTube. Now I can't make any ad revenue on YouTube anymore. Please pledge to my Patreon. You see what I mean? They're not live streamers who are going to say, oh, come to my live streams and contribute. They're going to say, pledge to my Patreon. I think that's what he's been hearing, and he's wondering if I'm going to go that way. No, it would be, things for the streams in particular. So, okay. Now your second half of your question is, how would you change Twitch's video archive structure so that it could compete more with YouTube? A few things. I mean, first of all, Twitch does not have an on-demand video search engine, right? All it has is search for a streaming channel. You can't. If I had 100 playthroughs up right now on Twitch, you can't even search for that playthrough. All you could do is search for a content creator based on what they stream daily. So how would you even know that Darkside Phil has a playthrough of Death Stranding live on Twitch that you can watch on demand right now? You wouldn't. There's no way to even figure that out. They would need to make a robust video archiving and searching structure that would work just like YouTube's. Now, in addition, the major complaint that I get about people watching stuff on demand on Twitch is the bandwidth. That apparently when you watch something on twitch.tv, it eats up way more bandwidth than when you watch something on YouTube. That people can watch videos on demand on YouTube who don't have great internet, and they can just watch at a lower quality, and they can still follow my playthroughs, they could still watch the archive streams, and that's why I still upload.
So watch your archive streams. Let's see how many people are actually watching the so-called archive streams.
So,
that, you
but
know,
have to do some pretty
out of his
big overhaul, making a big archive
188,000
system with a search
subs.
functionality, so you can actually find someone's archive.
Wow, my
channel,
hope I spelled
body of work,
DSP
figure out
right.
What they've done and watch that stuff on there.
There we go.
But in addition, make it so that's ease for the viewer that doesn't have great bandwidth, so they can watch those videos. That's why people say,
Hello,
"Why
everyone.
do you
Dark
watch
Side
videos
Phil
just
here."
archived on Twitch? That's why. It's that simple. Like, it's not even manageable. It really isn't even manageable.
Wow, I
to
actually got
find content
1.3K
that's archived
views.
on
1K
Twitch. It's
views.
only easy to find the streaming channel, and that's
767,
it, right?
646, 657, 348.
Let's see here. Shout out to Baba Joe, who gave me $15. Thank you very much, Baba Joe. That is the biggest contribution of the day.
2.2K, damn.
Biggest tip, so thank you for that, Baba Joe.
Oh, it's the final episode of Death Stranding. That's why I got so many.
Up on the leaderboard here.
I like that. The one before the final,
It's just
$9.50.
$2.50 in tips so far on the stream.
The final episode,
This is the only stream I'm doing
2.2K
today,
views.
So I'm much appreciative of any contributions coming in.
And you
guys.
get some
Thank you.
422 views.
Dark Maggot has reached up for 40 months.
439.
Dark Maggot, one of my longest ongoing supporters. Thank you very much, man. Back in the day.
So again, he has
used to for me.
188,000
So on this
subs.
very pre-stream. Or excuse me, on this
His most watched
stream
video is
from the breaks is
2.2K
from Dark Maggot.
because
So
it's
thank
the
you very
final
much,
episode of
man.
that
See ya.
video
Hogwash
game.
Security says, what's your schedule like on your day off? Do
Wow.
you work out or spend time in nature or anything like that? Get up. Usually I got to do things around the house before we go out. So whatever it is I need to do before we go out that day.
Oh, no,
I
he's
gotta
so
do it right
busy
away.
doing chores, guys.
Prepare for our day out, get whatever things I need for appointments and things we're doing that day to make sure we have it. Got to make a big list of things we're going out to buy that day, grocery list as well as anything else we need for the house. You know, wash up, get ready for the day. Get dressed.
He's got to take his
then
one
we go
shower
out.
a
If we're
week.
hungry, we usually grab a bite to eat right away.
That's not
Whether
a
it's
joke.
dinner,
He only
breakfast,
takes
or
one
lunch,
shower
just
a week.
Quick to eat, and then we're out and about.
And that's
doing whatever
his
we need to do for the day.
words.
I would say
He
it's a
takes one
mix.
shower a
Usually we
week.
try to do a 50-50 mix of kind of boring stuff like grocery shopping and shit we don't want to do, and then maybe doing some fun stuff that we like to do.
With
And
what
sometimes
money?
We get dinner, sometimes we don't, but most of the time we try to get a meal out if we can, not something super expensive usually, but some kind of a nice meal together, so at least we have one
With
nice meal
what
out together.
money?
Then usually we come home, we unpack whatever, groceries and whatever else we bought for that day, and then we have some relaxation time that night together, whether it's watching the other day, we watched
And
a
yeah,
movies together on Disney
why
Plus,
can't
which
she-
was really nice.
Oh, she
There you
gets
go.
done with
Very
work. Why
excited,
can't she
right?
stop at the store and buy stuff?
Okay,
No, I
if
gotta
you
go with
have
her.
a bit chance,
Why?
Consider ever joining another YouTube company.
Maybe she doesn't meet another guy and leave me for Tyrone.
There was a time
Like Panda
when
Lee
those partnership
did.
companies
Reed.
had a benefit. Those days are long over. Now on YouTube, you essentially get the same ads no matter who you're with, whether you're with a partnership company or not. You get the same advertisements. There was a time when you would get way more lucrative advertisements if you were with a partnership company. They did away with that about a year and a half ago. So now everyone gets the same. There's no reason to be with a partnership company unless they're providing some kind of a protection. Like, for example, if you're with a partnership company that gave you a managed partnership, oh shit, so now I don't get content ID claims out the butt anymore. I don't have to worry about any of that stuff. Then go with it, right? Or if you're with a partnership company that says, oh, we're actually going to provide an incentive. We're going to give you promotional opportunities. We're going to provide you with free games. We're going to give you paid sponsorship.
Like you used to
That's
get
different.
with
But outside of that, just being with a
Machinima?
partnership company gives zero benefit on YouTube anymore. They changed the system last year. So, Richard Lynch
How would you know? You don't have a
says, hope you were having a great holiday.
partner
My smoked turkey
channel
with Coca-Cola
anymore.
inside was amazing. That's right. He said he actually made a turkey stuffed with like Coke and other ingredients. He says it was amazing. That's awesome. Glad to hear that, Richard. And
With
so far, so good. In fact, my
cocaine?
wife is about to start cooking right now. So, Hank Hill Propane God is back for 22
And I
months
like
of
that.
support.
Yeah,
By the
Kat's
way,
about to
so thank
cook.
you, man.
Well, aren't
We're
you
gonna
helping
cook
her?
traditional DSP
Dude, I don't know
traditional
anything.
cuisines, some kind of turkey.
Stick it in the
some
oven,
kind of
preheat,
stuffing,
and heat it up.
cranberry
That's
sauce,
it.
And some kind of potatoes. Typically are the big four for me. You want all four of those in one shape or form, or else you're doing it wrong. So there you go. Okay, let's continue on. So, back to the forum questions, everyone. Derek, what's going on, Derek? I don't know if he's actually here today. I don't think he is, but he actually asked a couple questions I want to answer here. He says, Happy Thanksgiving to you and your family. I had my Canadian Thanksgiving back in October. Here's my question. Speaking of Thanksgiving, what did you do for Thanksgiving when you were a kid? Were there any special Thanksgiving traditions that you did with your family? Also, I want to know what
Sit
your
around and
favorite way to
store
give
and
back to
beg for
help others
Wolverine
and what
toy.
you're thankful for as well. Have a great Thanksgiving filled with Jasper and Kat. So, I already answered the what am I thankful for at the very beginning of the show. If you didn't see part one, go check that out because I actually kind of already answered that one. That's already been answered. But Thanksgiving traditions when I was a kid, cooking all day long, man. My mom absolutely loved to cook Thanksgiving dinner, whether it's stuffing a turkey with her own homemade stuffing, yams or sweet potatoes, trying to think what the things she would always make. Usually it was turkey, stuffing, sweet potatoes, and some kind of bread. Those were like the 4 for her, the big 4 for my mom. So the house smelling so great all day long. My dad sometimes liked to watch football, but for me it was more like a game when I was younger. Play with action figures, just have a good day, and then later play video games. Like that was video game day for me, man. Play games all day because no school.
Just like now.
Going on, play video games. That
It was great, guys. We could sit around and play video games all day.
And the Thanksgiving Day parade.
What
yes,
you do right
I
now?
enjoy watching the Thanksgiving Day parade with my family as well.
The Macy's
Day.
parade, not Thanksgiving Day parade. The Macy's
Let's see
parade.
here. The other part of your question.
Wow.
What was my favorite way to give back and help others? Well, I've said this many times over the years, and I'll say it again. I believe that charity is something that should not be done publicly. It's something that should be done privately.
Hi, we're a charity and we're raising money. No, you're not allowed to publicize it. But if we don't publicize our charity, how are people supposed to know about it? Get back where you belong and just give me that money instead, because I need that money. I really do. I need that money to pay my bills. I read about this all because of Tevin. If I had done it, if LSB had done it, if someone not Basketball American had done it, he probably wouldn't be so pissy. But because Tevin's raised over $5,000 for charity, he is livid. No, charity should be private. And how are people supposed to know about the charity if no one's allowed to advertise about it? I advertise for Wigs for Kids when I donated my hair. It's like, hey guys, if you have long hair, or ladies, if you have long hair, and if you decide to get it cut short, go to Great Clips. They have the envelopes and all that ready. They give you the envelopes, they cut your hair, stick it in there, take it to the post office, slap a stamp on there, send it to Wigs for Kids. It's that simple. Do it. Bet you won't, pusillanimous. But again, how are people supposed to know about Wigs for Kids, or Ronald McDonald House, or Make-A-Wish Foundation, if no one's allowed to talk about it or acknowledge that it exists? How dare you acknowledge that Make-A-Wish exists? You're just doing it for publicity. Well, if no one knows about it, how are people supposed to donate money to it?
Because when you are truly charitable and you are giving of yourself to something, you should not benefit from it. It shouldn't be, we raised a certain amount of money for charity today. Oh, now I'm a good guy and now everyone kisses my butt for it. That's not what I'm all about. I've never been like that.
Because you don't give money to charity.
I sometimes do.
You wouldn't even give money to a stripper named Charity. You'd be like, oh my gosh, she's perfect. She looks just like John Rambo. Hey, what's your name? Charity. No, you can't have my money.
That's why
no money goes to charity.
I was so strongly against those memeable charity events like the Ice Bucket Challenge and things many years ago that lots of people hated on me for. And I said, but you don't seem to understand that that's completely against my philosophy
of giving money to people that aren't you.
To help. You're not doing something good.
That's the only thing he cared about, is that people give money to someone, not him.
You're underhanded and you're not really doing it for the right reasons. Okay, so Derek, I do actually sometimes give to charity. I'll be honest, these days it's not huge things, but every once in a while, if there's, you want to donate to charity while you're here? Sure, I will. I'll throw in a couple bucks to donate to charity or whatever. But I would never publicly tell you guys, this is the charitable thing I'm doing or whatever, or anything like that. I'm not all about that. Okay, I'm not going to do that because I feel that that's completely.
But you've tried to do them before.
And if anything, it actually shows that you're more selfish than anything else. That's my personal philosophy. You can completely disagree with that. That's perfectly fine on your own part. But I've always.
But you're wrong because you're an idiot.
All right. I do see that some contributions came in, but I want to do another forum question before we keep going back and forth. So the next question is from Cookie Monster 414, and he asked the following. He says, Phil, happy Thanksgiving. With Black Friday coming soon, I'm thinking of buying one of the new powerful
I say it took me a little over 2 years to get hair finally long enough to donate
given
it.
the fact that we know the PS5
The minimum is
Xbox
12
Scarlet
inches,
are
but
right
they
around the
prefer
corner
14 to
next year.
15 inches.
Should I hold off and wait for those to release?
I got
like
to 12 and a quarter inches. Like,
Also,
please,
what are you
take it
thinking of new
all.
consoles coming next year?
Just shave my head bald,
Game
just
streaming
take
will
it
be
and
the
send it
future
to
of
him.
gaming moving
Oh
forward.
no, we
We're
give you the
gonna
envelope,
keep
you
on
send
moving
it to
in that
him.
direction.
Like,
Thanks
well,
for keeping
how many cents do I add on?
Death Stranding,
So I have to go down to the post office and, can you weigh this so I know how much postage to pay for?
Good questions, in my opinion. So the first question, what about buying a new game console now? Is it a good idea to buy it right now in late 2019, or should you hold off and wait for the next gen consoles in 2020? My experience is all I can speak from. What I can speak from is that when these new consoles come out, the first year typically is not very good. Usually the first year that game console...
But he's gonna demand, you guys need to buy me the console. He's already said he's adding the console to his Amazon Prime list. So he wants you, the fans, to buy the brand new PS5 and Xbox Scarlet as soon as they come out. And if you don't, you're worthless pieces of shit. Don't really like his content. You just need to go somewhere else.
console comes out is very lackluster with the games that come out for it. A lot of the times you get games that are cross-platform that end up being on the last gen and the current gen, and the current gen isn't even that much different from the last gen. And these companies realize that not everyone's going to buy a game at launch. They're going to want to keep making games for the last gen, at least for another year or two anyway. And typically, now would be the time, now through the end of next year, so the next year will be the absolute best time to buy the current gen consoles. Reason being, they're on the way
Especially
out.
Black Friday
These companies
sales.
know that, and they want to get them out of here to make room for the new consoles. So they're going to have giant bundle deals. I guarantee you, probably they're going to have, like, for $300 to $400, you'll get Xbox One X or PS4 Pro, plus 2 or 3 games, plus maybe an extra controller, maybe even expansion hard drive. You know what I mean? Like, giant savings of hundreds of dollars bundles this holiday season. They do this every single time. What I would say is this. If you do not have a current PS4 Pro or Xbox One, absolutely now is a great time to buy one. Absolutely. You have an entire console generation of amazing games to choose from that you can probably buy at big discounted prices. You could play the best of this generation over the next year before the generation even ends at a really discounted rate. And that way you're caught up so you don't feel like you missed out on this last console generation before the new one hits late next year, all right? If you're someone like me, who you've played most of the big games of this console generation, and really there's no real benefit, no, I don't think that there's a reason to go buy the upgraded version of a console this late into the console gen. You see what I mean? Like, for me, last year, getting the PS4 Pro was a really big, awesome thing because, number one, my original PS4 was having tons of issues. It was had disk read errors, it was ejecting
Because you don't take care of your
audio out
shit.
stopped working half the time. It was telling me I had too
Your
many
PS4 was
devices
more
plugged in when I only
dust
had
than
one, so the
electronics.
console was falling apart at the seams, and I needed something right away to replace that so that I could keep doing my stream.
My first
It made
generation
sense to get
PS4
the
is still going
PS4
strong
Pro then,
too.
because if you're gonna pay
Sold it to a buddy
to
of
have a
mine
console that's upgraded,
when I was going to get the PS4 Pro. I was like, well, I didn't want to just give it away to Allied or GameStop. Buddy been looking for like, hey, $100, I'll sell it to you. Like, are you sure, dude? They're still going for $200. Use that. Like, I'm sure. Just $100 is yours.
Definitely get a PS4 Pro or an Xbox One X in the next year and save tons of money and enjoy all the games that everyone else has been enjoying. But if you already have the console from this generation and you already played all the best games, maybe you're going to get another 2 years of use out of that console before it becomes outdated. I mean, think of it this way. When the PS4 and the Xbox One came out, how much longer was the Xbox 360 and PS3 really supported? Like another year? And even then, it was a tough sell to buy games on the last-gen console. See what I mean? So I would say it depends personally on your situation, Cookie Monster, and I don't know your situation, all right? Now, you're second half of your
How about
question,
someone who
what are you
doesn't have to
expecting
beg
from
for
new
money?
Consoles coming next year. Do you think that game streaming will be the future of gaming moving forward, given that most companies want to move in that direction? I don't know what you mean by game streaming. Do you mean live broadcasting your gameplay on the internet, like on Twitch or whatever? Or do you mean the streaming of games over the internet? You don't have to buy them anymore offline. You get them all online only. I would say game streaming is here to stay. Yes, more people want to do it casually on a daily basis, but I don't think that it's a major concern for the console people. I think that they realize just having it integrated into it is a nice feature. They already have that on the Xbox One and the PS4, so it wouldn't be like a giant leap for them to have it again and maybe even improve it a bit. I don't think that's their focus. I think for them, they do want to move out of the disc-based media. They want to say, get the hell out of here with the disc-based media and go pure digital, and yes, maybe even eventually have it streaming-based rather than having to buy and download ahead of time. But
Do not
sadly,
get the
like I told you
Stadia.
guys, I think
Do
the
not
internet is
get
there
that.
yet.
It
Google
does
Stadia is
not
trying that and
work.
failing miserably right now. It's a laughing stock of the gaming world because the thing doesn't work. So I would say yes to streaming games online only. I think that you're going to have a big movement.
Yeah,
away
that's
from
not
physical purchase
good,
in the next
Oath
console
Keeper.
generation, and maybe by the end of the next console gen,
I've
that's
seen that
it.
before, where
You
like
won't even
cockroaches
see
will
GameStop
invade your
and stores like
PlayStation
that
for
are
some
probably gonna go out of
reason.
business, and you won't even see that anymore. It's going to be all
Yeah,
digital based.
I like having the
definitely
physical
see that. As the
disc.
internet improved, it's going to become more. And
Also,
more
that way
digital
when I'm
based.
done
That's
playing the
what
game, if like, you know what? There's no
Okay.
replay value to this.
Now
I'll
let's
trade
do
it
some
in.
shout-outs. Internet famous McCroy to me
Or we'll give you $3 towards the game.
$6.66.
It's $3 more than I was
Giving
gonna
you
get
money on
for
streams to
having
really
a
support you
downloaded
enough
game.
To offset, this is how you don't play videos. I think it's fair for you to get some compensation since you're entertaining. The internet would be a boring place without you. Listen, I don't care what you watch. I've actually said this recently. I don't really care what you guys watch outside of my streams at all.
Yes, you
Want to
do.
go watch This Is How You Don't Play?
You've had
That's
mods
fine.
ban people
Alright?
for being in
Go
other
ahead.
people's
I
chats.
can't stop you. And quite frankly, if you only want to watch a negative, skewed version of what I do that leaves out all the positive stuff, I can't stop it. I can't help it, and I'm not gonna old Phil would say, "Oh my God, unfair, man, stomped his feet and acted like an asshole." I don't do that. Like, do whatever you want. But
Yes,
what I
you
would
do.
say-
You act exactly like that.
for coming to
Right,
the stream and
meow.
being supportive of the stream as well, because you just said something very important. You said, "This is compensation. You're entertaining. I want you to still be here to keep making the content so everyone else can do the other stuff on your behalf." Right? Exactly. If I'm not still here to put out the daily content, This Is How You Don't Play goes away. all those people who illegally restream my shit every day go away. They all just vanish overnight.
No, it doesn't.
Me as a person,
There's still plenty of videos for them to go through and do this with.
I've actually created.
Can you imagine someone taking the time to compile every single
right?
Street Fighter loss?
So as long as you
Holy shit, that'd probably be longer than 10 hours. Probably wouldn't be able to do it.
I appreciate that, and that's the way to go about it. I don't care what else you're watching, as long as you do come and help support, so I can still be here. You know what I mean? The difference
God, that would be
between you
amazing.
and someone who's like, man,
Someone
I love when you make fun of
does a
film. Oh, man,
compilation
but I
of
wish that
every
would go out of business,
single
and I hope that people
loss
watch the people who steal
from Street
from it.
Fighter.
That's crazy. What will they do when I'm gone? Right?
Like,
it
don't
doesn't
worry,
make
we have it at
logical sense.
1.5
Again, don't make
speed so we
logical
can get it
sense.
under
They're
10
out for this,
hours.
and they're greedy. They don't care about, wow, if Phil actually couldn't make enough money to make ends meet, he'd be gone for good, and then we wouldn't be able to do our content. They're not smart enough to even fucking realize that. So, definitely, I would say thank you for coming by. Even if you watch This Is How You Don't Play and you watch other negative stuff, thank you for at least coming by and being supportive of the person who actually is the responsible for all that existing. Thank you. Fluffy Cows for you, tip me $3. Said, have you considered going clean shaven again? It helped boost my confidence. Not sure on your stance. I don't want to go clean shaven. I like the beard. My wife likes the beard. There's no reason to change it. And I'm not going to get any confidence boost by shaving. Middle class liberal softy, subscribe for 19
Oh, you're not
months.
going to gain anything from it, so I guess you can't do it,
Anytime
dude.
soon, probably not. Will I play it eventually? Probably yes. Let's see here. Hogwash did 50-bit cheers. Have you thought about moving to a smaller house that's not a gated community? I feel like it would put way less financial strain on you. This house is not putting financial strain on me. And no, I'm not doing that because it would be very, very detrimental to myself and the business. There's no way I'd be able to.
How is it not a financial drain? You're constantly crying you need money or you're going to lose your house. It is a financial drain. If you would have gotten if you could have gotten the exact same house in Texas, probably would have been 100 grand cheaper easily. But no, he had to go to Washington because he had to be on the West Coast. My thinking is, he was tired of the West Coast, always shitting on East Coast players in the FGC. So, look at me, I'm on the West Coast. I'm just like all the big West Coast players. Wee! No, you're not. You're a piece of shit. But yes, that house is a financial drain. If it wasn't, then why are we crying and begging for money?
Move out of this house to another house. Number one, I have no credit to do
Arizona,
it.
how's it
I have
going?
no money to do it. Number three, I wouldn't be able to work. It's impossible. PW Dubs did a 90-bit cheers. Are you ever afraid of the question a troll might post on forums for Ask the King?
Oh,
like
easily.
No, they do it all the time.
For years of material on him.
I get tons of stupid questions. I just ignore. That's not something I'm going to focus on for Ask the King. You know, that would be a waste of everybody's time. Nighttime Tums did a 100-bit cheer and says you should put a cat tower behind you so we can see Jasper while you game. Jasper is not that kind of cat. I told you guys. Jasper is the kind of cat he wants attention. And so if you're paying attention to him, he'll stick around. If you're not paying attention to him, he's gone. So on pre-streams, I'm in here, he's in the window, I talk to him a little bit. As soon as I start talking to you guys on pre-stream, within a few minutes he's out of here. He's like, man, Phil's not paying attention to me. He's gone. And you notice when he's in here, he tries to get my attention. He's crawling over me, he's crawling behind me. As soon as he realizes I'm playing a game,
how dare the cat want attention? It's taken away from him.
The cat tower behind me, if I wasn't paying attention to him, he'd leave anyway. So it wouldn't work. His cat towers, he doesn't really use that much. He uses his cat tower, he doesn't use that much. He only sleeps in it.
I'll say there's still plenty of other little cows and video games and movies.
What it would do, it would actually warm up in the sun, and he would go in and he felt like, oh, it's nice, he's sunning during the daytime, right? But now that it's the winter, he doesn't use the cat tower anymore. He actually just runs around the house a little bit more. He has more energy, and he sleeps in completely different places now that it's the winter time. So, but yeah, if I put a cat tower behind me, he wouldn't even go in. I'm telling you, he would jump up for a minute, and then leave. Mr. Bravavera Cheery says, throwing in my 2 cents, you can have an
exactly. If you gave
charity,
him something to do besides chewing the wires, he might do something other than chewing the wires.
100% proceeds go to charity. The incentives could be something like a special stream that people want. There's one person I know that has been doing this for 8 years. They've raised $500,000. He's also a one-man show. He's not doing things for attention, sponsorships, or views, and he's a super sweet guy. And listen, I get that.
It's totally the wife's cat.
There is a feeling of, like, overall, like, a public feeling of doing something good, doing a public charity. I wanted to do one years ago.
God
I told you
damn,
guys
that
story.
rocking.
I have a charity event lined up for the late
Rock the
summer
boat.
of 2015. I was going to do like a marathon stream, and I was going to have other streamers and other content creators join me. I had 2 people lined up to help.
But I thought doing charity stuff publicly was a shill and a terrible move. You were a bad person if you did it.
On stream. And then all that negative shit happened to me that year. I got swatted. I had copyright strikes against me that were false, that destroyed my channels and everything. And there was so much negativity thrown my way that year. I was like,
they
I can't
weren't
do it
false.
People will literally go.
Person had his artwork in your pre-streams.
And since then, I just haven't been.
So
in a
he
position where
striked
I
you
can
for having
do
his
that
artwork
shit.
in
You
your
know,
streams.
I want to, but I can't. The other thing is, as I told you guys, I'm a person that I don't feel like it would benefit the charity, like, it would be negative. If I did a charity right now, I did a charity stream, you'd have so many people coming to the stream and spinning it in a negative way and shitting on me and shitting on the charity. It would just be so disgusting.
As they should, because you're a piece of shit.
Make it not viable for me to do that kind of shit anymore. I wanted to do it. I had plans to do it, and I couldn't do it.
I don't have the money to do it. I don't have the money to do it. I don't have the money to do it. I don't have the money to do it.
Oh, Phil's doing this to get popular for himself. No, that's not what I would do it. But, you know, I get the feeling that people would do that, and I have a strong personal belief that, yes, charity is something that should be done behind the scenes. So there's one time in my life I was actually planning on doing it, and I wanted to strongly do it, and I had plans for it, and I was going to go against my personal beliefs to do it, and that was the year everyone just decided to ruin everything in my life, and I was like, I guess it's just not viable to ever do it ever again, you know? It sucks. I want to do charity. I would love to do charity stuff, and it's
because he has to make money every single day or he can't pay his bills.
With these idiots trying to ruin everything. And just think about how bad that is, right? Oh, we don't like Phil, so let's ruin money to be raised for a charity. And that's what they would do. That's how fucked up these people are. There's no logic behind what they're doing. They just ruin things for the sake of ruining it, not because, oh, there's a positive thing that comes of it.
Turn of the days for him. And look at that. He's 35 of 100.
CM Fool did a couple dollar tips. He says, tell me the story of the Death Stranding. And then he says, can you tell me the story of Play the Quiet Man? Thank you, CM Fool, for the tips. I appreciate that. Let's get you up on the leaderboard. Well, not get you up on the leaderboard. Let's add your tips to the overall leaderboard here. And then we'll get back to the forum questions here. And also, thank you to Pob.
And I think someone spends $20 a month to get their question answered through Patreon.
Okay.
Or you can go to Twitter and be like, hey, asshole, what do you think about this?
From Atlas Telemon. He says, happy Thanksgiving. If there was any game franchise you could be a part of as a developer, artist, voice actor, or any capacity, what would it be and why? Man, you know, there's a few things. I would say I would love to give input on a fighting game to just explain the things that make a competitive fighting game fun for those who actually play them at a competitive level, which these people who make these fucking games don't understand anymore. But really, like, the one franchise...
You've been out of it for a decade. You don't understand either.
Like, Mass Effect was the perfect combination in its prime of narrative, choice-based gameplay, fun shooting gameplay, RPG elements, world design, funny writing. You know, like, everything in the game was really top-notch. And it would have been cool that, oh, I'm a character in Mass Effect. Not that I would be a major character, but maybe I'm like a minor character you have interactions with or something. A vendor on a station who has joking dialogue or something would have been pretty neat. That was a long fucking time ago. You know what I mean? That was a long fucking time ago. So, you know, it is what it is. There's nothing, you know, they ruined it. They seriously ruined it with where they went with that franchise and just...
the developers did not ruin the game.
I seriously don't even want to talk about it.
Company that controlled them ruined the game. You use the Frostbite engine.
And now they've killed the
franchise. Frostbite's not meant for RPGs. Use the Frostbite engine.
So...
Frostbite engines for first-person shooters, not RPGs. Use the Frostbite engine.
What's going
Fine,
on?
we'll try to get the Frostbite engine to work on an RPG. Guess what? It didn't work.
Coins or other oddball things like that. I would say not really. When I was a kid growing up, I was into cards. So I started off with sports cards. So it was like baseball cards, Topps baseball cards. Then I went to like higher quality, like Upper Deck baseball cards. But then I kind of didn't care about baseball anymore. So I got into a few other kinds of cards. And then I got into comic books. So that was my other collecting thing. So I was collecting cards and comic books at the same time, and there was a lot of crossover. So I would collect cards from, like, movie franchises. Like, I remember when the original Batman Tim Burton movie came out, I tried to collect all the cards that they had for that. I tried to collect cartoon cards, like Ninja Turtle cards and stuff like that. But then, when comic books became the huge thing and collectibles exploded in the early 90s, you had these crossovers. So I had comic books like X-Men, Spider-Man, those that I was collecting and reading. And as I was doing that, I would try to do all the series. I had the X-Men card series. I had all series 1 and 2. Marvel Masterpieces, which was professional artists painting pictures of Marvel characters. I had Marvel Masterpiece series 1 and 2, the entire sets. And you would try to get the chase cards, which were the rare insert cards that weren't part of the main set, but like really valuable. So I had that kind of stuff for a long time. I actually collected comic book cards, I'd say for a good 3 to 4 years in the early 90s.
And let me guess, you threw them all away when you got bored with them.
And then I'd say probably around the mid to late 90s, when I started getting more into competitive Street Fighter than anything else, I kind of forgot about those hobbies. I still
exactly, he threw it all away.
Read a lot of the comics, but it wasn't a big thing to collect the stuff anymore. And then that was when weird stuff had Pogs. Remember Pogs? And just weird collectible shit started like exploding. That was like
he'd be like, make sure no control me in this game. Make sure the boss is easy to beat.
Spawn.
Make sure it's not a puzzle boss. Make sure all you gotta do is hit one button and he's dead.
Fairland toys were like ginormously popular and worth a lot of money, so I would try to collect all of the action figures of the Spawn series, and they were really neat. So, first sports cards leading into comic book cards, pop culture cards, comic books, and Spawn action figures were the three things that were huge collectibles for me back when I was young. And then basically, when video games became all the rage and I was about competitive Street Fighter, I forgot about all that stuff and never really went back to it. I gave all of it away, actually, just handed it out to people.
Nope.
Okay.
Gave away free
Continuing on.
game cases that were
Half an
empty,
hour in?
dude.
Okay. All right, continuing on. Do you Awful Waffle asked a series of questions that were actually quite interesting.
Well, it's not a blue
questions.
waffle.
And first thing, do you miss the age before cell phones and smartphones, and how have smartphones changed our culture? Everyone does everything on a smartphone now.
Holy
I check my
fuck,
emails
we got
on
an
a
hour to go
smartphone.
on this bullshit.
I read tweets on a smartphone. I do a lot of work on a smartphone. A lot of people game on their smartphones, right? Whether it's full-fledged games or mobile games.
Well, it's weird. He has
have
this
social
strange
media on
balance of,
smartphones.
I gotta
Smartphones
beat the
are like
game, I gotta
eyes
beat
to
the
the
game so I
world.
can get to the next
In
one.
a lot of ways, a smartphone is human
Also,
connection.
I'm gonna take 80 hours to
Kind of
beat a
feeling
40-hour
weird thinking
game.
about it, because it used to be actually going and talking to
Like,
people
well,
in
which
real
one do
life.
you
Now
want?
it's smartphone.
If it's a game he wants to
In a way,
play,
smartphone is instant
he's got to double the
gratification.
game
You can
length.
order anything you
If
want
it's a
on
game he
smartphone.
doesn't
You
want
get
to play, he's got to get through it as
or get
fast as
delivered in a
possible.
day or two, whatever it may be, outside of food, off the internet. So it's pretty crazy.
He wants his
Smartphones
cake and he
change
wants to
our
eat it
lives.
too. And you can see he ate a
But
little bit too much
you
of
have to find
it.
a time that you disconnect. You know what I mean? You have to find a time that the smartphone isn't part of what you're doing. And I think a lot of people have problems disconnecting
never.
from the smartphone.
It's always part of
It's just,
everything.
oh my god, this is it. This is my whole life is smartphone. It's like, yeah, but aren't you ever going to like put the phone down and do something offline?
The only time you put your phone down and you aren't connected to an electronic is when you're asleep.
From a big picture standpoint, that this is our connection to
He sits
everyone else
down,
instead of actually going to
plays
the
video
real life.
games in front of a computer,
So as long as you have that
checking his
balance,
phone,
I think
gets
you're fine.
up,
But sadly,
takes
a lot of
3-hour
people have
break,
this internet
got a
culture,
3-hour break,
smartphone
playing on his
culture,
phone,
everything's off my phone.
sits back down,
And that's
live
a
streams,
slippery slope of
gets
going
up,
into almost
sits in front of a TV,
isolation.
watches
Even
WWE while
connected always,
drinking
you're isolating
and
yourself
playing
from
on
the
his
world
phone.
lifestyle.
This is
Yes,
so
have you ever tried the
hypocritical.
Virtual Boy? And if yes, what are your thoughts on it? Yes. Back in the day when they used to have video rental and video game rental places, Blockbuster Video actually had demo units of the Virtual Boy in their stores. And I tried the Virtual Boy a few times. I think I played one that was like a racing game and one that was tennis, Mario Tennis. And it was neat because it had this 3D effect on the screen, but it was all black and white. And I could tell you after playing it for about 10 minutes, you get a headache. You'd actually get a headache playing it. So it was an interesting idea.
You got a
way
headache.
before the time of true virtual
Not
reality.
everyone.
And it was something Nintendo wanted to try as a crazy gimmick. And the thing is, no one can really do it for more than a few minutes without getting a headache. So
You
for
couldn't.
me, it was like I would never want to buy or play this thing. I don't know if anyone else's experiences were different, but they really never really supported it that well either. So, next question from Awful Waffle.
Virtual
You
Boy
ever
was
watch random
too
old
advanced
YouTubers
for the
just memories?
time.
Not really. Every once in a while, maybe for pure nostalgia's sake.
If Virtual Boy came out for the Switch, it would be huge.
Very,
Obviously, it'd be
very,
modernized and
very
updated and all that, but
Most of
still,
the stuff that I do,
it would have been
I do
huge.
live, upload to YouTube, and never go back and watch again. So there you go. And how has married life changed you as a man? Not much, because I always was loyal to Kat. It's not like, oh, married life, now it's time to stop doing irresponsible things and shit. It's not. Like, for us, we were already living together for over a
I
year
think he's
before we
already
got
cheated
married.
on her at this point. With the way that sounded,
We had a very
I've always been
committed
loyal.
relationship as
Like,
it was. So for us,
he
it was
said
more like
nothing
the
about
formality of
loyalty.
tying the knot and wearing
he's
the ring,
asked, how does
rather
it
than
being married
actually
change you
seeing
as a
how it
man?
change or anything
I've always
like
been
that.
loyal to her.
It's funny.
How is
because
that
I
the
know
first thing that comes to your
reason I asked this
mind?
question, there's some people out there.
He must have
that,
cheated
like,
on her.
Oh, I'm going to be an irresponsible
Unless he means the
guy
beginning when he was
until
still
I get married.
Panda.
That's the day when I'll really grow up. But I'm going to be totally irresponsible until then. I grew up a long fucking time ago. You know what I mean? Like, it's,
I
don't.
believe that's
never
what caused her
did stupid,
panic attack at
irresponsible
work
shit
was
like
that she found out that he was cheating on her.
So, okay. Mr. Papa Vera cheered. He says, I remember the era of Pogs that shared the same time with Duncan Butterfly Yo-Yos. I still have mine. Micro Machines and Garbage Pail Kids. They all had cliques of kids that would trade with each other, and it was like the back alley trading for kids. There was one kid that was known to be the dealer to go
Because he
to.
wasn't loyal to her either. He's not loyal to
I never had
anyone.
that kind of a situation. I was always buy stuff from the store.
Someone
in my
gave
private collection.
Brightside Viking gave him
In fact,
thousands.
I was more of a private collector.
Not loyal.
I knew kids who were into it. I
Swaggins
never would
gave
trade
him
or anything.
thousands,
It was more like my own
not
private
loyal.
collections and stuff. And then maybe going to like a comic book store or collectible store and talking.
So
with
how
her about
can you
stuff
imagine him
and
being
stuff like
loyal to
that.
Panda? She didn't give him thousands
Bender,
of
give me
dollars.
$10. Thank you very much, whoever Bender is. I appreciate the $10 tip very much. Thank you for the support today.
Help! Exactly, Ritzy.
And Sam Bridges just cheered and says, if you could have a live one on one debate between your and your... Whoa, my God. I can't read this. If you could have a live one-on-one debate between you and your biggest detractor, if he offered to do it, he would leave you alone for good afterwards, would you do it? No, because it's bullshit. If this person was logical and had sense, they wouldn't do what they do to begin with. They're a liar. They would never...
That's not what they asked. Do you not understand what a hypothetical question is? If someone was said, hey, we will pay you this much to do an interview with me, once the interview is done, we will never talk about you again, would you do it? No, because he's a liar. He's a liar. Tevin's a liar. I mean, that random detractor's a liar, not Tevin. I'm not talking about Tevin. He's a liar. It would never work because he's mentally ill. He would just lie. That's not what they asked. If they would sit down with you, pay your $1,000, $800 fee that you want paid, do the interview, and then after that they'll leave you alone forever, would you do it? No, because they're going to lie. Like, that's not what they asked. They asked a very simple yes or no question. Yes, would you do it? Or no, would you do it? No, because they're going to lie and they're going to cheat. And they're going to come back because they're mentally ill idiot. Guy cannot answer a straight question, can he?
Do that because they would never leave me alone because they need me to get popular. Without
No,
me,
they don't
exist. So they would need to constantly keep doing what they're doing. They would never just say, okay, I'll leave you alone. It's complete dishonest bullshit. I wouldn't trust them whatsoever. I mean, you're talking about people who steal and break the law on a daily basis. Of course, those people are going to lie to do whatever they want to get ahead. So no, it's bullshit. It's a stupid question. All right. So now, ladies and gentlemen, what I would like to do is give a shout out to the following patrons who still give me ongoing support to this very day. Thank you very much. And, Thanksgiving, obviously a very appropriate day for me to give shout-outs to the following people. Thank you to Villix and Fallen1570, Big Tone 995, Casey Wood, Planet Jeff, Thomas McDonald, Sean Given, Last Rambo 341, Uncommon Sense, QPZMWN, David Denmark, Stormforce Gamer, Richie7, Show Creos, Steven Slater 007, and Michael Denayal. Thank you guys very much. All right. We've also got, by the way, Jake Cat's goodbye for good. Now you're done.
Wow, you banned him again. Good
They get
job.
banned for acting like assholes. Then they get begged to be unbanned. I've changed. And then they come back and act like assholes again. Jake Katz is gone for good. He's never coming back. Okay. We have a few Twitter questions. And then what I'd like to do is do like an abridged final segment where we just basically kind of open it up to the stream chat.
Yeah,
So
it
let's
could
do
have been
Twitter
reality
questions,
hitting
okay?
her like, holy shit, this is like to be with real people and not a pig
asked me the
roach.
following. Is there any holiday special you like to watch on or before Thanksgiving and Christmas? Yes. Thanksgiving is the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special. And then there's
Never
another
for
one that they
Christmas.
did
You gotta
later
watch
on
that
has
every
to do
year.
with the Pilgrims and the like. So that's fun stuff. I like watching those. For Christmas, there's tons, dude. Any of the Rankin Bass Christmas specials. Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Oh yeah, I'd definitely
Rudolph
bang
Santa
it some
Claus.
spot, bang
These are
like
all
a steel
classics in my
drum.
mind that I grew up with watching every year for Christmas. I would say funny movie, Jingle All the Way is a great one. Scrooged, which is the version of A Christmas Carol starring Bill Murray from the 90s. Home Alone, 1 and 2. A Christmas Story, that's a huge, great movie. I grew up watching that every year with my parents. My dad, one of his favorite movies is A Christmas Story, and I love that movie.
Now
too.
you start crying. Guys, I think I'm having a heart attack. I'm having a heart attack. But I'm a total chat
Grinch,
Adonis
the
that
original
doesn't need
Grinch,
a
Dr.
gym.
Seuss Grinch,
But I
not the
think I'm having a
live
heart
action with Jim
attack.
Carrey and not the Grinch from last
And
year,
stream
the
comes
original
back later.
animated
Because
special.
that was just a panic attack, guys. They
Frosty
gave me a
Snowman
pill and left me on
animated
the side of the
special.
road. Good job, man. That is
National
such a good
Lampoon's,
movie. I love that
Vacation is a
movie.
great movie. Man. And of course, the Muppets Christmas Carol is great. Any version of A Christmas Carol is usually really good. I've seen a Patrick Stewart version. Like, every version I've seen has been great. Oh, man. What else? Is there anything I've left out that's like a really great... Oh, Planes, Trains, and Automobiles is a really good movie, although that really is a Thanksgiving movie, not a Christmas movie. Some people say Polar Express, but I never saw that when I was younger. I've seen it, and I was like, wow, this movie's fucking weird. Nightmare Before Christmas is weird because you could watch it as a Christmas movie, but I guess it's more like a Halloween movie. But I guess some people consider it both. I don't know. I don't know how to judge that one. Some people say Die Hard. I don't know about that. Gremlins, I actually consider Gremlins 1 a Christmas movie. The whole
It
movie
is a
takes
movie.
place
It
during
is a Christmas movie, just like
and
Die
It's
Hard.
about a Christmas present. Yeah, it's a Christmas
Unlike
present going
Frozen.
on, but I
Frozen
still think
takes place in
it's a Christmas movie, so I
summer.
would say Gremlins.
That's why the freezing was such a big deal, because she was going to kill all the crops.
So Ornites just said March of the Wooden Soldiers with Laurel and Hardy. That's actually one that my parents watched from their childhood. And
He
it
does
always
everything
seems to be on
Strange Oath
TV.
Keeper.
I
You're
never
not the
usually
only one
watch
that
it,
notices that.
But I know that it's a piece of American cinema, but I never really watched that one. So. All right, there you go. Let's continue on. Russian Man 101 asks, "What do you think of the superior RPG? Oh, which do you think the superior RPG is? Chrono Trigger or Final Fantasy VI?" That's a really tough question, and it's a very subjective question. I would say they both have outstanding graphics. They both have outstanding stories. They both have outstanding gameplay. They both have outstanding replayability.
I'd probably have to go with Chrono Trigger on that one.
But my personal preference would probably be Final Fantasy VI with Chrono Trigger just narrowly behind.
Of course
The
you
only
would do
reason I say
that.
is because Final Fantasy VI has more playable characters. Final Fantasy VI has a lot more customization of characters, meaning when you use the Magicite, you can teach each character different abilities and make them very different, while in Chrono Trigger, you're only ever going to learn certain abilities, and that's it. You see what I mean? Like, you're limited with what your characters can do in Chrono Trigger, while it's way more open-ended how you want to build your characters in Final Fantasy VI. Also, Final Fantasy VI is a longer game, has a lot more content to it, and is overall a longer game than Chrono Trigger. But I love them both. Truncation Nation. asks, what has been your favorite chill Minecraft moment so far? There's been a million chill
The part where
Minecraft
you guys gave
I
me
would say
money. That part.
building things and then looking at how amazing
Lee McDonald, how's it going?
afterward and marveling at what I've done. Like, I can't believe I've done the things in Minecraft that I've done. Building giant trees and huge lighthouses and statues and farms and villages, and it's crazy the amount of shit that I've done in that game. Some of the best moments, chill moments.
Yeah,
happen
having
just
multiple
relaxing,
endings
just
meaning
talking,
you
having
play
a
it
good time,
again,
something silly
which
happens
would
that
make it
you
longer than
expect,
Final
you
Fantasy
have a really
VI.
good laugh.
God,
Yeah,
join the
I
club,
don't-
Lee.
there's not
I had a
one
debate between
definitive
doing
moment
this
that stands out, but
and
that's essentially
taking a
what
nap.
I
It's like,
want.
no,
Something
don't take a nap.
Mr. Bubba Varus is
You
fishing.
have to
He's
pull
like,
an all
"I'm
dayer,
fishing,
damn it.
And I'm solely focused on just interacting with people is a really cool moment. There you go. AEW Talent Relations asked the following.
Great name.
Lately, I've been watching other streamers that are mainstream and popular, and some of them seem to acknowledge you on their streams. How does it feel to know that even after 10 years, and regardless of the negativity, you've had an impact on streamers that are now mainstream and popular today? I mean, it's not that...
He's
people
a, this
don't
is
know
how
who I
you
am. It's just
don't
that I don't think a lot of
stream.
people like to mention me, sadly, because of these
He's exactly
heroes
that. He's a
follow
bad
me
role
around
model.
negatively, right? But it's
Which makes him
undoubted that I've been
perfect.
around for 11 years.
Like, hey,
and I was
I'm gonna start streaming. What should I do? Alright, watch this guy for a few videos and do the exact opposite. Whatever he does, do the exact opposite of it.
Everyone's talking about the tweets that I made. I have an interview with a popular YouTuber by the name of The Quartering, and everyone, again, is talking about me for a short period
He's
of time.
not really
You
that
see, like,
popular, dude.
I am pertinent. It's just that I never blew up like these guys. I never played the game. You know what I mean? Like, I never played the YouTube game where, oh, I have to have the fucking thumbnail with the cartoony face, and I never followed the trends that were going to make me super popular. I never kissed butt. I never got in with game companies, so they would pay me for sponsorship and give me games early. I never did any of that shit. I was always my own man, and because of that, I never got to the
You're
big
never a
mainstream
man,
level
let
like a lot
alone
of
your
other
own
people did.
man.
But that doesn't mean they don't know who I am, you know? Just because I don't have 1,000 people on every stream doesn't mean that I'm not known. It just means that I'm not white hot popular. You know what I mean? A lot of people don't like that about me. A lot of people wish that I would have been less obstinate, less stubborn, and over the years I would have opened up to more possibilities of ways to make money and interact and things. And for me, it's kind of like I never
All
really
about
wanted to be
making
that. I
money.
never
For
wanted
you,
to
it's
sell
all
out. I never
about
wanted to be
making
the guy
money.
that was doing it for a buck. I wanted to be the guy that was doing it on a philosophy. And because of that, I've taken a lot of fucking hits and a lot of shit, you know?
Money.
It is what it is, you know? But it's cool. It is cool to know that everyone kind of knows who I am. I don't think anyone really thinks that of anything. Like, even though everyone knows who I am, it's not like people hold me in a high regard. You know what I mean? But I think everyone knows who I am, so. Let's see here. Mr. Papa Vera cheered again. He said, Star Wars Christmas Special should be on everyone's watch list for the holidays. No, just kidding. It's terrible. Don't watch. Yeah, I mean, everyone knows infamously it's one of the worst.
You should watch it at least once just so you can see
Christmas
just how
Special's
bad it
It
was.
was a tremendous joke at the time. So, thank you for the cheer. Richard Link cheered. He says, you ever watch The Family Matters with Urkel? I write fanfiction featuring Eddie and the bad choices on the streets. Yes, I used to watch Family Matters. I used to watch the entire TGIF lineup, including, what was it? There was Full House, Family Matters, Step by Step. What was the fourth one? I can't remember the fourth one right now.
Sabrina?
But there used to be a big block of
TGIF?
what do they call them? Sitcoms that were once a week, Friday nights, TGIF, and I used to watch that with my family. And then later on, I watched other sitcoms like Home Improvement and stuff like that. And then even later on, I watched Seinfeld and Friends. So, okay, guys, you know what? We finished all the questions.
And he
fairly
also
early. So what I'm
denied
gonna do
a
now-
new
how
song.
about
Someone
this?
made him a
Instead of taking
remix
another break,
song.
Let's not take another break.
Dude, there's so
Let's
much
open
music,
up
not
the
enough
stream.
me, so I'm not gonna use
Ask me
it.
some questions,
I'm only in it for like a
and
minute
let's
out
answer
of
some
4
few questions.
minutes.
If you were
That's not a
waiting
joke.
to
He
contribute,
bitched
ask
that
me
he was not
questions,
in the
do
song
it
enough.
now. I'm done with
There's too much
everyone's
music,
forum
so he's
input
not gonna
questions,
use it.
Okay, let's have a fun, maybe another half an hour or so to wrap up the show today. Sound good? We start off with Howie Cavalier did 100 bit shares. Who's your favorite Muppet?
The old guys in the
Oh,
booth that would
man.
make fun of
They all
everyone
have
and
such
criticize
good
them.
things and good.
The hecklers,
The thing
I
I
can't
like about
remember
the
their
Muppets
name.
is every Muppet has a unique place where they can come in and have a really good comedic timing and or like there's a Muppet for every situation.
No,
You know
his
what I mean?
mom, according to him, his mom
I
ordered
gotta
it
go
off of
Kermit, though. I gotta go
QVC.
Kermit. Kermit overall is the best one.
Most likely he
He's
spent
the one that holds the average
$66 on a
together. He's the
5-pound
guy, but
turkey.
he's also the one that kind
Didn't
of
want to admit it,
pushes
so he said
the
his mom
acting. I like
ordered it
Kermit.
instead.
There you go. Phew. Okay, let's see here.
Oh yeah, go.
Did I
Face
find it
deep.
hard giving up red meat? Asked Hogwash. First of all, I didn't give up red meat. I still eat red meat from time to time. It's just not often. Like, once a week, if we're going to have a meal that has red meat in it, like burger meat or something, I'll do that. If I eat out once a week with Kat and I want to eat out, that's my day out to eat red meat when I'm out and I get a burger or something, I'll do that. But I just don't do it often. I can't do it all the time anymore. Did I find it hard? I'll say at first it was kind of weird because I was a guy that, oh man, I eat burgers whenever I want. I go out and get a big steak and I do. And then when I had to change that lifestyle, definitely it was different. But
Because of the
I
gout.
would say over time,
Gouty,
what
gouty,
happens is
gout,
when you put something out of your diet and your
gout.
lifestyle, you find that you don't need it anymore and you become less dependent on it. It's almost like a drug. When you take a drug all the time, you're dependent on it. And if you don't have it, you get withdrawals. But after a while, once that drug's out of your system, you don't really desire it anymore. And that's kind of what happened with me with red meat. Is like I used to crave burgers. Now I like burgers, but I don't crave them anymore. I mean, yeah, right now I could think of a
Red meat is not heroin, dude.
I'm not like, oh my god, I really.
Are you really
so
comparing red meat to
like
like heroin and crystal meth and all
other
that?
stuff too
Really?
that tastes good. I'm not fiending over the red meat
Wow.
anymore. So what I would say is, after phasing it out of my diet, it's not a regular thing that I really desire anymore. If I want to get it when I'm out, I can, but I just eat it once or twice a week tops, and then I don't really think about it that much anymore. So. Baldy asked, what was the biggest challenge?
That's a lot of work there,
swapping
Oath Keeper,
platforms
especially for one
YouTube after doing
person.
it for so many years? First of all, basically not being isolated anymore. Okay, like having that interactive factor of knowing you guys are always
You
here,
are
and having
isolated.
to
You leave the
say
house
and
once a
give
week.
shout-outs for contributions. Huge change.
You only talk to
I
one
put
person
something
6 days out of the year.
and that's a ginormous change for me. And it was very challenging at first. It was like, wow, I'm not just playing the game anymore. I'm actually like have an audience to interact with. It was very different. I didn't get it at first. I used to make fun of people who did that because I was an ignorant asshole. And then when I finally realized,
You
wow,
still are an
there's actually more
ignorant asshole.
positivity and fun in an interactive stream than there is of just playing the game by yourself, I realized what everyone else was getting on, this new trend, and I was like, wow, I was an asshole for criticizing it because I had never tried it before. Much like I had previously criticized people who played Minecraft and that kind of shit, I realized I was the buffoon in that situation, and I changed for the better. Okay? But I would also say the transition of doing reactionary style comedy to instead reacting to you guys and having fun conversation and having it not overwhelm the game. And what I mean by that is, when I used to do offline gaming, it was like, man, the game's going. If there's nothing interesting going on in the game, I have to make silly, over-the-top jokes, irreverent humor, sexual references, ridiculous gender references. I have to
You
do all
still
this stuff
do that
to
today.
entertain. Then it became, oh shit, it's not like that anymore. Now I have
have
an audience
not.
to talk to directly all the time.
I
So
saw
instead
it
of
during
that
the Black Friday
ridiculous
sales, like,
stuff, I
I'm
can have
good.
fun conversations with people in the audience, and it's a balance of serious conversation with joking and funny stuff. You see what I mean? You still got to keep people entertained. It's just a
The
different
Pig
type
Roach
of
Muppet
entertainment.
is amazing. El Crimson King, shout
So
out.
it was very challenging, and I'll be honest, updating a leaderboard, juggling shout-outs and thank yous and everything is very challenging. So.
I've played him in the past,
Alfred
but
Monte tipped me $1. He says, who is your favorite?
we used to have it on
crew member
PC, and I
character
used to
aspect
have
of
like the
Shepard
pedals
2?
and the steering wheel and all that. But
man, a lot of them are
those
great.
stopped working after like Windows 98. That's how far back I'm talking about.
Of the crew members, maybe Joker, because he's the funniest guy, and Seth Green did a really good job with the voice acting. If you're talking just pure crew members, if you're talking people in your party as well, I think Garrus had a really interesting plot line and a camaraderie with Shepard. Although other people did too over the years. So, Cookie Monster tipped me $1. He says, the right Muppet for the right situation, big problems need big solutions. Nom 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 nom. Oh, I see. He was impersonating the Cookie Monster. Wow, I blew that one, huh? All right. Well, thank you very much, Cookie Monster. That's it.
You
Alice
blew
Tell,
everything.
95-bit cheer. He says, I think it would look cool if you had the She-Hulk statue behind your left shoulder. Would you consider it? I don't. First of all, those statues are over in my storage nook, packed up, and I wouldn't want to start unpacking statues and putting them out again on streams like I used to. There's really no room here. There's about not even a foot between the back of my sofa and the wall. So the only way I could put anything here would be like the world's tiniest table to sit here in the corner and put something on top of. But I don't.
How
know
about
that
you
I
get
would
a
want to
display
put any
stand?
statues or anything
You
behind
know,
me.
to display your item.
And the other thing is,
That's why they make display stands
man,
for.
If I show you, it's probably too hard to do, but like what you see now, widescreen is not what you see on my normal camera. My normal camera cuts off right about where my hands are right now, so you really can't see anything behind me on my normal camera because it's only, what is that, 4:3 ratio. This is widescreen 16:9 ratio, so you can see way more. But yeah, I don't think I would want to put any statues or anything behind me. So, okay, let's see here.
I'd hate for anyone to offer you money for it. Not be willing to pay the $600 for shipping and handling. That'd be Jamie
All right,
Farr.
So I'm opening up to more questions.
He's from
Anyone has
Toledo.
questions in the stream chat, or anything to toss my way, I could hang around for a little bit longer here and answer
What is
questions
his-
on the stream.
I can't remember his character name, but it's Jamie Farr.
Hold on. Damn it, I scrolled off the screen too fast while I was reading it. Super pot? No, that's not what I wanted. Let's see. Don't you think making part of the stream a donation incentive would help bring in more donations? A lot of people made fun of you recently because of a charity issue. I don't even know what you're talking about. I really don't. People made fun of me because of a charity issue. What charity issue?
The Tevin charity
pay attention
issue.
to that stupid
Look at
shit.
that. Lean
But-
in manual
No, I
ban.
don't want the
Lean
thing.
in
We have kids'
manual
goals, we have
ban
to
on
do
that.
People know
How
the
dare you
charity
bring up the
goals.
charity?
I don't have to constantly be mentioning we're driving to hit a goal and we're doing this and we're doing that. The thing is, if you do that constantly, then it becomes commonplace and not special anymore. You know what I mean? Like if there's a
Like
special
your
thing going
tip
on and I
goals
need
that you
these
do
funds
every
for
single
a period of
day?
time to help me with something, I'll tell you guys about it. I'll be upfront and honest with all of you. I'll be transparent, and then people will usually step up and are very supportive, right? If every day it was, oh, we got to hit the tips goal, guys, got to hit the tips goal, got to hit this goal, got to hit that goal. First of all, it's not about the fun of streaming anymore. It's about
$100 tip goal.
And also,
every
it makes it not special
single
anymore, right?
day
It's commonplace and,
with no reward for hitting the goal.
So, no, I'm not going to do that and become all about money. That's ridiculous. Internet famous McCroy, give me $2. Who's a better TV dad, Red Foreman from That 70s Show or Uncle Phil from Fresh Prince? I have to go Uncle Phil by default because I've never seen a single episode of That 70s Show.
Uncle Phil's a way
I
better
don't know anything
dad.
about the dad, so I'll have to go Uncle Phil.
Uncle Phil's way better
Fresh
dad.
Prince of Bel-Air. Let's see here.
And I've seen both.
Fozen Lol did a 300-bit cheer and asks, I want to ask a personal question. When are you going to have kids and do you want kids? Congrats on your wedding, bro. No, we don't want kids and we have no plans of ever having kids. We talked about it.
Ban.
We neither of us want kids.
He doesn't want kids. He is too selfish a human being to deal with kids. He's not willing to admit it though. He's like, oh, we don't have the money. We don't have the money for it. We don't want kids. What about Kat? Bring Kat out. If she's not too fat from being pregnant to waddle into your office, let's ask her if she doesn't want kids or not. Just saying. But he won't let her on screen because she's probably pregnant and she hasn't already popped. Seriously, dude. Just say, I am too greedy and selfish of a human being to want to deal with kids of my own. Because guess what? I'm in the same boat. I like waking up. Well, alright. When it's my day off, not for work, so I gotta be up at 4:30 in the morning. You know what I want to do on my day off? Wake up when I want to. You know what I want to do on my day off? Whatever I want to do. You want to know what I spend my money on? Whatever I want to spend it on. I am too greedy and selfish of a human being to have kids. Other people's kids, like my niece and my nephews, love them. Love spoiling them. Whereas my sister, like, what do the nephews want? Oh, this one's thinking about this one's thinking about this and that. What are you going to get? All of it. Because I can. Because I don't have kids.
Some personal, some financial, many reasons, but we really don't want kids at all, and we're not going to have kids. We have Jasper. Hecking Nope. Tip me $5. He says,
exactly. Uncle Phil was so much of a better father.
What kind of job do you think you would have been really good at? Doctor, program manager? Like
Jim's the father. We all know that.
I have no idea.
Of course I knew the voice Shredder.
Turtles! It never seemed like I was ever appreciated. Like, the office job that I had at helicopter support, at first, I was just a customer
It's still in business.
And I kept telling them, I feel like you're misusing me as a customer service rep. I want to do more work, and I want to do better stuff than this.
Let me find it.
To be a continuous improvement expert. They sent me to several trainings.
Thari had a great thread about it.
I literally redesigned processes in their business.
Bam!
From the ground up that made them more efficient and made the company make and save money. And then they laid me off. You see what I mean? Like, until this job, I never felt like anything I did really mattered.
It's not a job you play video
I
games,
felt like
asshole.
I was completely underappreciated, misused, and that people didn't give a shit about what I did. Once I started doing this,
we don't give a
as
shit about what
hobby
you
and
do,
later
except for
on
the
for a living,
begging,
it was like
crying,
my eyes were open
scamming
to how life
children.
can be when people actually care about you and value you. And it's different. It's an amazing, unique feeling that I never had before in any job that I ever had in my whole freaking life.
Oh, that's not gonna fit. Take a sip, asshole.
So,
excuse me.
What would I have been if I never ended up doing any content creation on the internet? I have no clue. I don't
Would have
know
been a
if I ever
homeless
would have
guy
found
giving
a
hand
job
jobs for crack.
that valued me and wanted to actually let me excel.
Sikorsky Helicopters, which is not owned by Lockheed
You know what I mean?
Martin. One of the biggest
my
military things in the world. And it's still in business. They didn't go under.
I'm not a person who kisses butt. Everyone knows that. And I'm not a person who is afraid of saying what he feels.
I've watched a bunch of Family Feud. I don't know about Ray Combs, though. I've watched mostly the Steve Harvey kind.
If you're not the pushover, you're not the rollover, you're not the person.
Exactly. She wants kids. He just won't admit it.
Does everything you're
Joshua Young.
You're the troublemaker, and you're the person we don't want, right? And I think that's what happened in a lot of jobs that I had. Was this is the guy who's rocking the boat? It's like, yeah, but I'm the guy who wants things to be better for your company. Why don't you let me make them better instead of just being a yes man?
Exactly. Where's Cat?
And that's actually exactly what happened at that helicopter company I worked for. Within a few years of me getting laid off, they went out of business. They completely
no, they did. They're right there. They are still in business.
Completely other things in their lives because the whole place.
They're still in business. Write me out.
They just wanted to believe that everything was going to be sunshine and fucking rainbows.
Lying sack of shit.
They didn't want to be told, oh, here's how it really is. Why am I they fall apart. It's like. I never understood that, but anyway.
No, they didn't.
That's the thing. Is like,
as you can see, right there, they are still in business.
Never have I been the guy who kisses ass, who's the pushover, who's afraid to tell.
Yep, he was fired.
Companies don't want to work with me, right? Who wants to work with the guy who's going to be honest? We want a guy who's going to be the paid shill. And people hate me. Oh well, you hate the person who's been the most honest with you over the years than anyone else who's ever been a fake on the internet. You know?
God
So I
damn.
don't know, honestly, hecking nope. I don't know what on earth I would have done for a job because I don't know how things would have turned out. Let's see here. Turkey Bader tipped me $1. Let's see what he says here. Oh my goodness. He says, wondering, could you go gobble gobble like a turkey in the celebration of Thanksgiving? It would help me if you and Kat would give me a gobble gobble because my day sucked.
Turkey
Gobble,
Bader.
gobble. Okay. There you go. Thanks for the $1 tip. Wow, what the hell is what is going on? I Killed Kenny. What's going on, man? He tipped me $5 and he says, Happy Thanksgiving, Phil. Did you hear about the Cyberpunk 2077 mocap sex scenes? Someone mentioned this the other day on stream. And you know, I've said this earlier, I'll say it again. I'm sorry, but the more I'm hearing about Cyberpunk, I think I'm getting
Yeah,
less interested in it.
WKRP in
Reason being,
Cincinnati.
like, okay, Witcher 3. One of the most lengthy, robust games ever made. A game that even if you don't like RPGs, you'd probably like Witcher 3. Tons of content, meaningful side content, amazing graphics, great story, great gameplay. I would say the gameplay actually less much than the rest of the game, but still a great game. Overall, one of the best games I've played in the last console gen. Okay? Cyberpunk, oh, there's going to be mocapped sex scenes. What? Am I playing a game to fucking jerk off to people fucking having sex? This is stupid.
No,
I'm
you
playing a
jerk
game
off
to have a fun, interactive
beforehand.
experience that has meaning, and it, you know, I'm not playing it to see people fucking bone. I could do that at any point. I don't need to fucking buy a game to do it. I don't need to buy a game to have people hear people talk like fucking sailors. Fuck, shit, dick, ass, fuck, titty, fuck. When you watch the trailer for
But that's
Cyberpunk,
how
all
you
it is.
talk.
I'm looking. The more I'm hearing about this game,
You
it's
talk like that.
What are they doing? What are they doing with this game? You had
Mr.
Witcher
Shitty
3,
Dicks.
which was the perfect balance of everything, and everyone agrees that game was a masterpiece. What the fuck are you doing with Cyberpunk? Why are you making it such a ridiculous, immature game with a?
And again,
are they going
he
for shock
loves
factor? Oh, well, maybe
South
they hear
Park.
it.
He
Okay,
loves the
it's
South
a
Park video game.
People will play
He played and he loved it.
No, actually, that turns me off.
How
I
is-
don't want to see this fucking mocap sex scenes on a fucking video game. I just wanna
He
play a game
loves
and have
South
fun,
Park
you
video
know?
game, but this game is gonna have bad language, and I don't know if I want to play a game
Like
with
I said,
bad
the more I'm hearing about
language,
this stupid
dude.
shit, the more it's actually turning me off to playing the game. So I don't know. I guess we'll have to see what happens the closer we get to it. Atlas Telemon cheered. He's, I'm very glad I stumbled upon your Street Fighter 4 videos back in 2008 and 9. Thanks for 11 years of fun. Thank you very much, Atlas Telemon, for the support. Awful Waffle cheered. He says, if you and Wings of Redemption...
Oh, they
could
played
collab,
it, obviously, here in
great game.
America,
That's
they
great.
play it
No,
every
not that we're
year.
doing that. The Paradox cheered. He says, we kind of know everything about Cyberpunk now. No point in getting it. I don't
Yay, my
follow
mom got the
spoilers and all of that. So...
thing that I sent her, so
because
she'll
of
be able
that,
to get
I don't know
my
much about it. I was hoping it was going to
nephew,
be only
her
with a modern
grandkid,
Cyberpunk
the
setting. It
gaming
doesn't
mouse
seem
that he
like it's gonna be.
wants.
It seems like they're doing all this weird shit. I don't know. All right,
Of course, gonna play
let's see if we move on.
Cyberpunk.
Any more questions, guys?
But he's an idiot, so what do you expect? God damn, we
Do
still
we
have
think
over
Shawn
20
Michaels
minutes
is
to
the
go.
Undertaker's undefeated streak at WrestleMania? No. But at the same time, I think Brock Lesnar was a terrible choice. I think it should have been.
Brock Lesnar was a
It
terrible
should have been a
choice.
situation where someone really benefited from it, right? Someone who beats an undefeated streak that long, you should get a giant push that now maybe your character didn't have the push it had, and now they do.
It should have been a younger
Lesnar
guy
already
that
had a
you'd be
push.
like, all right, we're
Lesnar
going to sign
didn't
you
need
into a
to beat The
10-year
Undertaker.
contract. You break it,
was
we
a complete
kill you.
waste, in my opinion.
To start off your thing, we're going to have you about a year, you jobbing. Then we're going to have
When I go through
competition, like
Logan again, only if I
fatal,
replay,
there you go, fatal 4-way.
Bloodborne again.
4 people
From start to
fight.
finish and did the
Whoever
DLC.
wins
No,
gets
I'm not gonna
a
play
chance
the
to
game
face
for
The
no
Undertaker at
reason.
WrestleMania.
Internet famous
You win it.
$$2
It's your first win in a couple months.
What was the most
Yeah,
disappointing
all right.
Was this
But everyone knows
ever?
you're going to get
Oh, man,
crushed by
I
The
can't-
Undertaker.
yeah, I'd have to
Then
go
you
back
win.
and look at all the games I've ever played. I would say the most overhyped game that ended up being the
I
most
don't know what the
disappointing was
horn's
Order
called.
1886.
The
That game was
klaxon?
100% ultra hyped. This will be a game that
Yeah,
shows
they
off
should have
PS4's
someone
graphics
like
and
have them get their ass
quality.
kicked and they'll win
Game that
once every
changes
couple
everything.
months.
The game was
Win the
very good.
fatal 4-way of a lifetime at
Beep,
Royal
beep,
Rumble.
boop. To me, $3.
Get their ass kicked, but get to WrestleMania, defeat The Undertaker. From then on, have them go on like a 6-month win streak where they pretend to be,
I have flaws
not
that
pretend, but
make
like they
me
take on The
savvy
Undertaker's
in mistakes
characteristics
ever.
where,
And that's sad.
like, no.
You know,
all
I
right,
want to
get
improve
your ass
myself
out
as a
here so I
person,
can
but
kick
know
it like
I'm
everyone
not
else has
perfect,
been
and
for the
I
past few
do
months.
not be
You
constantly
got lucky
hurting
against The
others.
Undertaker. I'm about to
Suck.
prove
I
it.
don't like hurting others.
Gong. Like, wait, is The Undertaker coming out?
I have a
Let's go out.
conscience that
He
eats
pop
away at me.
like as he comes out from
That
underneath the
I've
ring.
done over
Let's
the
come back
years, I
on.
feel very
Oh my
bad
God, he's
about.
behind him.
And
Kicks his
I
ass.
didn't
Like,
know
dude,
I
that'd be
did wrong
hilarious.
until after the fact, right? I try to live my life being a good person. I try now.
No, you don't. You're a
that
piece of
I
shit.
feel that I'm more responsible of a person and that I've matured. I try to be. a
Mister,
person
I'm
that
still
possibly
broke all the
can.
time. Give me money. But he's
You
so
know,
much more mature and
Overall, do
responsible.
I feel I'm a good person? I mean,
You are
I hope
not a
so,
good person.
but I don't think that's something for me to judge. You know. So there
You
go.
are not a
Atlas
good
Telemon Cheers says,
person.
have you seen K1
You
fights? No, I've never seen a
are
K1 fight ever.
trash.
Again, he says, what do you expect from Breath of the Wild 2? What would you like to see in it? I would like to see full-fledged dungeons return because even though we had the mini dungeons that were puzzles, And even though that we had the
And we all know how much he hates
creature dungeons,
puzzles.
that were basically giant creatures that you could go inside and do a dungeon from, I want traditional dungeons to return. Maybe themed dungeons in the way. I liked having the giant creatures, but I would like to have themed dungeons as well. Also, I would like to see the combat get more refined. The combat was quite good, but could definitely be improved upon. And I would like to see Breath of the Wild 2 actually have current-gen graphics. I'm sorry, Breath of the Wild 1 did not. On the Wii U and on the Switch, it did not look as good as other modern games. It was good, don't get me wrong, but it could have been better. I want once Nintendo to put out a game that's comparative to other games that are out, and they haven't done that yet.
Trash.
Okay. Did I like Mass Effect 3 overall? Asked Alfred. Yeah, I was one of the few people who, when I finished Mass Effect 3, I was like, that was pretty good. Most people were like, that was terrible. I was like, I thought it was pretty good. Was it exactly what I wanted? No.
No.
Everyone wanted
It wasn't as bad as people said it was, but it was still
all of your
weird.
choices over the trilogy were going to factor into this
But
robust,
good.
amazing ending.
Not
and
great.
They did it all. Most of your choices
Compared to the others, the first two, oh, it was trash.
And that sucked. So I thought that stunk, but at the same time,
But as on its own,
at
it
the
was
very same
okay.
time,
It was good
I
at best.
wish that some people wouldn't hate on it as much as they do, because I don't feel that the ending was terrible either. I actually thought the ending was kind of interesting. So, someone asking, what happened to the King of Hate HD channel on YouTube? It says all the videos are not available in their country. The King of Hate HD was my original vlogging channel. I stopped uploading to it like in 2012, I want to say, maybe even earlier. What happened was, years and years ago, YouTube instituted a new change by which there was, I guess, some new advertisement or video sharing law. I don't know what it was, but they had a new terms of service they forced everyone to sign. I never logged into that channel to sign it. By the time I did log into that channel to sign it, they didn't let you sign it anymore. So they basically blacklisted the channel and no one could see the videos anymore.
That's not at all what happened. He's a dumbass who can sign it at any
I don't
time.
hate John Cena. I just like him as a wrestler. I think his wrestling character is very contrived, very unnatural, very superhero-ish, very He-Man-ish, he's the new Hulk Hogan.
Exactly.
Only
Hulk Hogan
didn't
went
always say
huge
Hulk
with the
Hogan.
kids. That's
He
why they
changed
wanted
from the
another
hero
Hulk
back
Hogan.
to a villain character, back to a hero. He had versatility. John Cena has zero versatility. He's been the superhero forever. He's boring as shit to watch in the ring.
He's got to
I don't
stay the
like him as a
superhero,
wrestler.
and it's not his
First and
choice. It's not even
foremost, he's a nice guy.
WWE's
I don't like him as a
choice.
wrestler.
Is the fact that children love him. He has the most Make-A-Wish Foundation wishes. Granted. So how are you going to be like, I want to see John Cena. Oh no, John Cena just beat up this pregnant woman and caused a miscarriage. I don't think I want to see John Cena anymore.
Looks like we're running out of
Like the
questions.
publicity
I'm looking
would
at
be
the screen chat, and I'm not
terrible
really seeing
for
much.
them if they had John
We're
Cena
saying
go
stupid
heel.
stuff.
They have to keep him as a hero.
Yep. I think this might be it.
Good.
Why do the portrayals of you in pre-stream artwork not look like you? I don't make the art. I didn't make them. You'd have to ask the artists. I don't know.
Because if they don't make it look like a
Surprise, I would
He-Man,
not do a Let's Watch special.
you
watch
won't
a
allow
special
it.
for multiple reasons.
God, this is so
I don't
bad.
have an overall favorite moment on my channel. I don't judge in absolutes, and after 11 years, I wouldn't be able to remember all the moments regardless.
Wow. All right. Fuck off. My favorite moment. Oh, let's see. Well, that's a good one. I did it like on my birthday because that was a lot of fun. And when a bunch of people showed up, that was cool. Oh, what's another good one? Obviously, when like the rare chance like GGG is able to show up and jump in, or Dante Christ is able to show up and jump in. Those are always cool moments when like someone else jumps up and is like, "Hey, can I join?" Sure. What's another good one? I found it. The 4.5 hours that I played Bloodborne for my first video. That 4.5 hours of me playing Bloodborne, maybe getting a half hour into the game, was hilarious for the people watching. For me, it was blood boiling, high blood pressure, vein about to pop out of my head. But for the people watching, it was hilarious, just watching me just suck at life. So I'll go with my first Bloodborne video where I just got my ass handed to me for 4.5 hours and cried. And Dante Crisis tried to help me as much as he could, but I still couldn't do anything. There you go. That's my favorite moment. The Bloodborne video was fucking hilarious for the people watching.
My opinion on marijuana is to each their own. If people want to do it, great. If not, I don't care. As long as it doesn't negatively affect me, I don't give a shit. Richard Link Judy says, do you think there's an afterlife? If so, are there games? I have no idea. I have no idea.
Yeah, he likes playing a good guy. He never plays the bad guy in movies either, so.
Mr. Terrorhawk Charity says, what do you think of The Fiend as a character? I think he's a very interesting character.
Right,
Sadly, I
what?
think he's now kind of one-dimensional and played out. Like, for example, I hadn't really watched SmackDown for the past couple of weeks leading up to Survivor Series, I knew that all of a sudden, for no reason, The Fiend had attacked Daniel Bryan. All of a sudden, he's wrestling Daniel Bryan for the title, and the match kind of didn't matter. Like, you knew Daniel Bryan wasn't going to win. And it sucks because The Fiend is like the hottest thing in WWE, except now he's deflated and no one cares about him. He's the champion, and no one really cares about him. How did WWE fuck that up? I don't know.
No one or just you?
Nope. Tip me $3. Says if you could change one thing about yourself, what would it be? If I could change one thing about
My eyesight. Easily. It'd be my eyesight, so I don't want to have to go, oh, I needed my glasses before I can see anything in the morning. Oh, I need my glasses so I can see while I'm driving. Oh, I'm going somewhere. I better have my glasses with me. Although, they would get rid of my ability to ride roller coasters. I'm terrified of heights. But, oh, this roller coaster is taller than the Statue of Liberty. Take off my glasses. Look at that. I'm blind as shit. I can't see how high up I am. So I can go on this Top Throw Drax or the Millennium Force, the Wicked Twister, the Gatekeeper. I can go on those because am I 10 feet off the ground or 150 feet off the ground? Am I taller than the Statue of Liberty right now? I don't know. It's all a blur for me. But I would still say I would change my eyesight. Get that back to 2020. If not a little better. Give me some eagle vision here, people.
myself.
What about you guys? What would you guys change?
Just one thing, huh? That's a tough question. You know.
Bifocals? Yikes.
If I could be younger and have more energy, that would be great. It would help benefit a lot of things. If
Well, you didn't do anything when you were younger either, and you had energy.
Personality, so that I didn't get like angry at certain things, right? That would be better, I think, because I think that certain things tend to cause me a lot of rage on stream, and I wish I didn't get that full of rage sometimes.
Because you're an idiot.
It's a really tough question. It's a tough question because in general, like, I'm okay with who I am. I understand I have shortcomings and faults, but in general, I'm okay with who I am. It's not like, man, I wish I was definitely a different person. You know what I mean? So it's a really tough introspective question. Maybe if I thought about this a lot longer, I'd be able to answer it. I wish I was a less gassy person. I wish I didn't have to fart and burp as much as I do. Very serious answer.
Gross. Internet
Famous McCroy tipped me another $1. Says, would you rather play a From Software open world RPG like Witcher 3 or Souls by CD Projekt Red? Huh? I don't even.
Would you like to play a open world RPG game like The Witcher 3, but it's a Souls style game? So it's gonna be super hard. You die a lot, come back, or would you rather play a linear style Souls game, but done by CD Projekt Red? So the graphics would be off the fucking charts. The voice acting would be off the fucking charts. Oh. That's a good one. Alright, chat. What do you think? Press 1 for CD Projekt Red doing a Souls game, or a Souls game set in an RPG world. That's a good one. 1 for CD Projekt doing a Souls game, or 2 for a Souls game open world. I mean, a Souls game open world? That'd be amazing. But can you imagine a Souls game that was more linear, but looked just 11 out of 10 on graphics and voice acting and story? Right now it's 3-2 in chat, with open world Dark Souls winning. You know what, though? Graphics aren't everything, though. But good story is always good. Even better when it's a great story like CD Projekt Red likes to do. But I do love open world. I'm going to go with... Wait for it in chat. 1. I would say, like, if it's it's a Souls game that's an open world and it's super tough, but it's shitty as all get out for its story and the gameplay, where it's like, wow, this could be fun if the controls worked and the story was engaging, Yeah, I'd rather have a Soul-style game, but linear, done by CD Projekt Red. So you can have amazing 11 out of 10 graphics, 11 out of 10 story, 11 out of 10 voice acting. But then again, it'd probably be like 4 hours long. Like, alright, you walked to the end of this hallway, died, get back up, walk to the end of this hallway. Yeah, you lived this time. Walk forward down the hallway, bam, damn it! I gotta go back. So it'd be a shorter game than RPG one, so you wouldn't get as much of it. So you'd get a lot. I'll stick with one. I'll stick with CD Projekt Red writing, story, acting, graphics, Souls game over open world RPG Souls game. Alright, let's continue. And look at that DSP. Look how easy that was. Well, it wasn't easy to answer, but look how easy it was to understand what the guy was fucking asking, Mr. Herpeter. I don't know what you mean by that, because I'm a fucking moron.
I don't even really understand it. So you're saying Witcher 3, but the combat is like gruelingly tough, like Dark Souls, or Dark. Oh, I see. So maybe maybe Dark Souls, but with meaningful missions like Witcher 3. Like imagine if Dark Souls had spoken word dialogue and had like a mission structure like Witcher 3 did. That'd be awesome.
Holy shit! Look at him! Look at his boobs shaking. He's doing the leg bounce thing right there. Like, what is he, nervous or is he ready to eat dinner? He's probably like, "Come on, guys, I gotta end this so I can go downstairs and eat din."
Does Jasper still chew on my wires? I told you, he literally will only chew on wires when he wants attention. If he's getting attention, he doesn't chew on anything. He does it to get attention from humans. So I want attention today. I'm gonna chew on a wire to get you to come over here and give me attention. So. Cynical 2
Look
double
at
D to
that
be
leg
$5.
bounce.
What do you think of Modern Warfare? Will you play any of the previous games again someday? Probably not. I probably wouldn't play any of the previous games unless they were remastered and became popular again for some reason. As for Modern Warfare, you know, I think it's a game that I certainly have issues with the hit detection and the connections. I think that they're still flaky as shit, and Infinity Ward / Activision needs to fix that. But outside of that, I think the gameplay mechanics are interesting. I'm learning a little bit more about the game every time I play it. I think I will get better at it the more that I play it. I haven't played it nearly enough to be anything good at all, so maybe if I play a little bit more, I'll like it more. We'll see. And I'm going to be playing it more, so.
Come on, get another good question that I can answer.
Okay.
I'm not gonna play any Call of Duties. I suck at Call of Duty. I do like the Call of Duty 3 Zombie Chronicle Edition.
Question.
That's
Waffle
all
Waffle
zombies.
asks, who was the biggest dickhead you ever worked for at a previous job?
I had someone who hated me. Straight up hated me. At a birthday party for a fellow coworker, they got drunk and told me why they hated me. Because you're always so nice and happy and chatty, man. It's like, because I don't wake up every day going, damn it, I'm still alive. I guess I need to take more vodka with my sleeping pills. The thing is, they had an issue with me. I never had an issue with them. I just knew to avoid them because they hated me. Other than that, I don't think I've ever really had an issue with a coworker.
When I worked at Circuit City, my original department boss was a guy who literally told me to lie to customers. Because when I first started, you know, trying to sell and everything, and I would sell a computer with some accessories or whatever. And then the guy would be like, well, that was good, but you should have done better. You should have sold this and this and this. I was like, oh, well, understand. I offered all that to them fully. This is exactly how they said they didn't want it. Oh, well, you should have lied to them and said this. What? Yeah, he wanted me to lie to customers and be like, tell them if they buy the protection plan that they can, like, drop their computer or spill coffee on it and they'll still get a replacement anyway. And I was like, but they won't. That's not covered. And he's like, yeah, but you want to make the sale. Then he kept telling me this. I'm not even kidding. He kept fucking telling me this. So eventually I went to my store manager and I was like, dude, like, I don't want to rock the boat here, but I'm uncomfortable because my manager keeps telling me to lie to customers and it's just fucked up. Like, I don't feel comfortable being pressured to do that. I'm not that kind of person. If I have to do that,
Press
I
X to doubt.
So it was funny because eventually one day my department manager comes to me again. He's
Doubt.
like, why did you tell the store manager that? I was like, because you did. And he's like, well, just so you know, no, you shouldn't lie to customers. I was like, okay, well, then why did you tell me to? Oh, I never did that. I was like, dude, yeah, right. Like, well, how many times have you had the same conversation? And you said, all right, told me to do it. And I acted like it never happened. And then within I'd say about 3 to 4 months, that guy got transferred to another store and I had a new department manager. Funny how that works, huh?
Good job. You got someone fired. Probably from something that was bullshit and didn't actually happen. Wouldn't surprise me if you lied about the whole thing. Probably didn't like the guy because the guy didn't kiss his ass.
Okay. What's the worst experience I ever had at a GameStop? Asked Hydrocarbon. Honestly, I haven't had many bad experiences.
I've never had a
GameStop.
bad experience at a
buy
GameStop,
games,
but I
think
rarely
when
go to
doing
them.
This as a thing, you know, as a hobby.
I'll
and then
I'll
as
pop in and like
figures,
take pictures of the
things
statues
like
because the
that.
statues are always
I
cool.
was actually friendly with all the people at my local GameStop. We would chat about games.
God, if
about
I had,
internet and
if
stuff,
I like won a lot or whatever,
we were very
Fire
friendly.
Burger
so
houses
they
have a
didn't
trophy
pressure
room
me
with
about
all the
stuff,
different
you know, do you want a game
trophies
protection plan
or
shit.
statues
They
and all
didn't ever
that.
do that to me. So it wasn't like
That'd
I
be
went to
cool,
GameStop and I was,
but
you know, abnormally pressured. What I would say is,
at this
you
point,
know,
it's like
hate
I
it,
don't have
like,
any place
now
to
I'll go
put
to
them.
GameStop with Kat, and if
And
Kat
yeah,
wants to
like,
buy something, they'll try to like.
oh, they had the
you
one
want the game
knight from
protection plan,
Dark
you
Souls
want
looks
this, you want that, I don't
freaking
want it. Well, you still
amazing.
want it. No, I don't. You know.
But
And
it's
that's
like
the
I just
sad
can't
part is
justify
GameStop had
buying
the
it
pressure
though.
to just shove shit down your throat so hard that.
So shit shoved down your throat so hard.
You know, but in general, I haven't really.
You know what? That's gonna go right with the swallowing clip.
I don't. You know, and that's the sad part is at GameStop now they're pressured to just show.
Alright, so at 33, so let's go back to start recording.
You want this and you want that. I don't want it. Well, you still want it. No, I don't. You know, and that's the sad part is at GameStop now they're pressured to just shove shit down your throat so hard that it becomes uncomfortable. You know, but in general, I haven't really had any negative experiences at GameStop at all.
Can't wait to put this together. Probably upload on my other channel. Him swallowing and just being shoved down his throat. Come on.
Oh my god, you guys are asking ridiculous questions now that I'm not going to answer. So unless I get a couple more good questions soon, I think I'm out of here. Guys.
Questions you can't answer
Just
because
saying.
you don't want to, dude.
Have I ever friend zoned a girl? Yes. Yes.
Bull fucking
I told
shit. Mister, my parents had to send me to therapy and put me on a fuck ton of drugs because I kept stalking this girl that went to school with me. There is not a chance in hell you ever friend zoned a girl. First of all, you don't have friends, so it's kind of hard to put someone in that zone when you have none. B, you would have wept. Thank you for showing me attention. Oh my god, finally! A female showing me attention without me having to pay them first. Piece of shit.
Stories though, but yes.
Oh yeah, I have no stories about it though. Bullshit.
How many times do I take a shit a day?
Depends. Usually
I think
once
we're
or
getting to
twice.
the end of the stream. Internet famous Recording to me $1. He says, if you could start over, would you have stuck with Street Fighter tournaments or practiced more on and competed on other fighting games? You know, yeah, man, that's a tough question. You know, if I had practiced other fighting games during the interim when Street Fighter was pretty dead, you know, we're talking like maybe 2004 through 2009, I probably would have had more stuff to do, and it would have been more prominent because, you know, Tekken and other franchises were growing during that time when Street Fighter was on the decline because there were no new Street Fighter games. But then Street Fighter blew up with Street Fighter 4 in 2009, so being a Street Fighter player definitely benefited me.
Man, all that rock and all that eyes darting around is
I don't, not to say that I
sickening.
don't like the other game franchises. I just always think Street Fighter has been the game franchise. It was the first one. It was the one I grew up playing in arcades. It was my forte. You know what I mean? Like, that's my gaming thing. If I want to play
Exactly.
fighting,
Lena
I
was the
Street
first
Fighter
girl to
because
give
I
him
wanted
attention
to.
without being paid
I don't
for
think
it.
that I would have, you know, I probably would have stuck with Street Fighter tournaments. Yeah.
Yeah.
What do I think of Soul Calibur? Asked Richard Ling. I think it's a good franchise. I think it's fun. It's flashy. The character design's unique. I like some of the properties, but it's not a franchise that I ever sunk enough time into know at a competitive level. So, please rank the best fast food burgers. I don't even know how to answer that because I don't know. What do you consider fast food? Is
Fast food places, dumbass. Five Guys Burgers and Fries, the Riley's Big Buford, the Whopper, and, well, I guess last, the Big Mel, the quarter pounder with cheese from McDonald's. So yes, Five Guys Burgers and Fries, the Big Buford from Riley's, the Whopper, and then the, no, fuck that. The Big King thing with bacon. The Big King with bacon is... Actually, we'll do Big King with bacon at third, Whopper at fourth, and then fifth for McDonald's. No. Fuck McDonald's. Fifth would be the Wendy's Baconator.
Five Guys and the Habit Burger considered fast food?
Yes.
If so, they're above everything else. And then you probably got like Wendy's and maybe like a Jack in the Box, and then you've got like Burger King, and then you've got bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, the
like
Baconator's
McDonald's and
good.
shit like that, right?
So yeah, Five Guys, Big Buford, the Big King with bacon, the Baconator,
But I
Whopper.
think Disney Plus will be bigger than Netflix one day. Maybe. Dude, Disney is a monster right now. They've got some of the biggest, if not the biggest, grossing movies this year between their own Disney stuff, the Pixar stuff, Star Wars, and Marvel. They're an insane dynamo that cannot be stopped, and all that stuff's going to be on Disney Plus. So,
Oh, yeah, we don't eat it anymore except for the rare outing when we do. So you still eat it.
would I ever want a bona fide new Dark Souls game? Yes.
Yes.
I want Dark Souls 4. I want it. They're not going to do it, but I want it.
Never say never.
What's the city with the fattest people I ever visited? I don't know. When I go places, I'm not looking at people like that. You know, I'm not judgmental, so I wouldn't know
Yes,
where the
you
fattest
are.
people ever have been.
Good question.
All right. I think
Probably
we're about
Chicago.
at the end of the stream here, guys. Absolute last chance. If anyone wants to ask a question, this is it. I'll give it, I'll give it another minute here.
This is it, guys. This is, I'm going to give you a minute for an interesting question.
You're welcome, Paradoxes. Thanks for the years of fun. No, I would not play a dance-based game anymore simply because I don't have room to do it. The office is too small to do anything with motion controls.
Well, then move shit around. You just don't want to do it because it would mean physical activity that you don't want to do.
Internet famous McCoy tipped another dollar. He says, gaming tournaments today look a little sleazy to me. They look more like advertisements for keyboards. What was the gaming tournament scene when you were in it? Was it the same when we're about the game? There was no advertisements at all for fighting games. There was no tie-in. There were no gaming companies who had tie-ins for advertisements for anything. So it was grassroots 100% just players sitting around playing games with each other, and that's all it was about. There was no advertisement. There was no live streams. It was just you come, you play the game, you enjoy yourself. That's it. Complete polar opposite from what you're describing to me. So, will I ever do another Rockathon? No, I will not. Evo East was sponsored by Toyota. That's correct, but it wasn't all about sponsorship by Toyota. You know, it was funny. They had the Toyota Yaris car was there on display, and that was it. Even though it had a car there, nothing there at the game, nothing at the tournament was about advertisement except the car that was sitting there. And everyone looked at it like, why the fuck is there a car in here? No one's buying a car because we went to a game tournament, which is pretty funny. Who taught me how to play games when I was a kid? Nobody. I learned by myself. I literally learned everything by myself. I didn't have a gaming mentor or anything like that.
Yes, you did. You had the guy who died. Then you tried to profit off his death. He said, oh, if he hadn't died, I probably would have been the biggest name. Because I was learning from him.
Sadly, we got people who are spamming the stream chat and being stupid.
Lean in manual ban, lean in manual ban.
My favorite musical, probably either West Side Story or Phantom of the Opera.
Boo. For me to be Chicago, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Across the Universe. What others do I own? Those are the three main ones that I own. Outside of the ones that I own, what else would I say? I just watched a musical. Ooh, wait. Does Yesterday count as a musical? Chicago, Rocky Horror Picture Show, Across the Universe, Yesterday. I don't know if they count as a musical, but Bohemian Rhapsody. Or is that more a biopic film with music involved?
Will I ever switch up my facial hairstyle? Maybe, maybe not. Super Batcat said, have a great day. Thank you, Super Batcat. You have a good day as well.
He's very mental.
Favorite desserts for Thanksgiving? Any kind of pie.
Pumpkin pie. Number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All the way to infinity on that list. Pumpkin pie.
Apple, pumpkin, or some kind of like a last year we had apple tart things that were really good too. But typically pie is the quintessential holiday dessert, right?
Still got 4 minutes to go.
No, Daggy Swerve, I haven't seen any holiday art yet on the forums. I'll have to give it a look eventually.
Hope he's needing that cocaine. So,
All
man,
right,
I need that
Waffles, thanks for a
cocaine.
Great dinner, my dude. Thank you very much. I can smell some of it cooking right now, which is great. What's my favorite Mexican food?
Yep, man, I need a line of cocaine. Help explain where all his fucking money's going.
I like a lot of Mexican food. Burritos, tacos, enchiladas, just specialty dishes. A ton. There's so much good Mexican food. I can't just put it down on one thing. Nope, I've not seen Avengers Endgame. Absolutely not. I didn't see it yet.
How? You have Disney Plus. Watch it, asshole. And stop thinking about all the cocaine you're gonna do after
Lost
this.
Odyssey on Xbox One. Would you consider it for a downtime playthrough? I got it when it was free for Xbox One subscribers. It's ready to go. I can play it right now if I wanted to. So one
Then
day
do
I'm
it.
I'm playing it. Hello, M5MSX. Joe Kenny says, are you not going to help Kat cook? There's not much for me to do. Everything she's doing is just putting it in the oven, except mashed potatoes, which I don't know how to make. So everything she's doing down there is just put it in the oven.
You don't know how to make mashed potatoes. Ladies and gentlemen, 37-year-old man doesn't know how to make mashed potatoes. I repeat, a 37-year-old man cannot make mashed potatoes because he doesn't know how to. Wow.
And wait, or I think she's gonna make her mashed potatoes a little bit on the early side. But I am gonna help her once like the turkey and everything is going. I'm gonna take it out and carve it and serve all the food. So, yes, I am aware Endgame's on Disney Plus. Well aware.
Christopher Disney Plus has already said that he has it.
Make some sauce. We did that yesterday. We did the homemade Italian sauce yesterday.
Now is he picking at his fat? Because not even picking his hair. Now he's like picking at his fat. Like, oh yeah, gotta pick at the fat.
I didn't ban anyone who joked about my goatee, so I have no idea what the hell you're talking about. Hair tricks, whatever.
You have banned people for that before.
Master Programmer says my dad and I are smoking our turkey. That's cool. Smoked turkey sounds good. And 5 minutes says,
Brent has an electric smoker. That's how he did his.
You can see it looks like the questions have kind of dried up. Like this amazing question from Hydrocarbon. What's your favorite house appliance?
The refrigerator keeps everything cold.
I think when you're getting those kind of questions, you know the Q&A has dried up.
Notice how he doesn't answer though. It's from Pod B microwave.
Thank you, Blue Game 26. You're awesome. Keep up the great work. I appreciate that. Okay. All right, guys. Well, I guess we will. We'll wrap
He just
it
keeps
up.
getting
All
older
right.
and
Thank you
older
guys
and
very
older
much
right
for a
in
great
front of
episode Ask
us.
the King. Thanks to everyone who submitted questions on the forums, on Twitter, and of course.
Sorry, we need that line in
Gordon
Gordon
Ramsay's
Ramsay's name.
Appreciated.
Voice.
All right, the next
Yeah.
episode of Ask the King will be in late January, probably around the 30th of January. At the end of the month there. Usually it's the last Thursday of the month is when I do Ask the King. And yes, you can still post up your questions over on thekingofhate.com right now. The new thread for the next show is already there and live and ready to go, so you can do so. I guess that's it.
That
All right, so thank you guys
ridiculous
very
ass
much for a
hat.
great episode of Ask the King. I will see you in January for the next one. Thanks, and happy Thanksgiving to everyone who lives in the United States. I hope you have a great turkey day. If you're already eating already or if you're preparing, please have a good and safe one, and I'll see you later. Peace out. Later, everybody.
I'd love to know what his viewership was on this stream, because how many people are showing up for this stuff? I think he makes it to 40 before he dies. He'll make it to 40, then he'll probably drop dead. And that heart's got to be trying its best to keep him alive, but it's like, DSP, please, work out. Work out. Shut up, Heart. I waddled all the way down the stairs to grab a bottle of gin and then waddled my way over to the living room just last night. That's not exercise. Then he kills over dead. The end. Terrible. I mean, he just looks so terrible. He's only getting worse. It's like, how do you get worse from what you already look like, dude? Oh, wait. We need, not that one. The one I had up earlier. That's stuck in my head. But remember, he's not a children's entertainer. Yes, he's wearing a Yoshi costume. Yes, he's got stuffed animals behind him. But he is not a children's entertainer. Bowling Green Falcons! And so it usually takes about 3 years going undefeated before they get into the championship game. Although with the new playoff system, maybe they'll be able to get there in 2 years. It's going to be heart issues. He's going to have a heart issue or he's going to have a stroke. My money's on heart issues. He's going to have a heart attack from just not moving ever in his life. Like, I'm sorry, but standing up, waddling 20 feet to your other room, and sitting down is not exercise. Picking up a gallon jug of milk is not exercise. Like, DSP, you're going to die at the age of 40. If you're lucky, you'll make it there. Ah, he's not depressed. He's just mad he only made $77 during that stream. Like, how dare you guys fail me and let me make 77 out of 100? I'm only doing one stream today. I can't make that up, guys. I can't make it up in the late stream. I still see the Patriots winning the AFC, but it's going to be Baltimore and Patriots in the AFC Championship game. Then the Patriots win. A lot of people are saying that they downplayed against the Ravens. They did not want to show their hand because they knew it's going to be the Ravens becoming the number 2 seed. So they know it's like, we're going to face them in the postseason in the AFC Championship game. We can't tip our hand. We can't let them know that we can beat their offense. Because if we show that we can beat their offense, they'll know we can beat their offense and we'll change their offense when we play them again. So I really think Bill Belichick downplayed his team, let them lose. Also, that takes away the whole 16-0, 17-0, 18-0, 19-0, you got to go undefeated pressure. You get that one win, that one loss, I'll let you get the pressure off. Who wins the NFC? Oh, yeah, I saw that. He's like, look at my noodly appendages. There's no muscle on them. Like, you probably don't want to show that to people, ever. Let's see, NFC. I'm still thinking the Packers win because of the refs blowing every single fucking call. But if the referees aren't the deciding factor, the Saints. The Saints and the 49ers play each other. So that's definitely going to be whoever wins gets the number 1 seed. Yeah, the Ravens do have a good history against the Patriots, but it's still Bill Belichick. It's still Tom Brady. It's still the Patriots. Until they lose, I'm not calling them the underdog or anything. Which, guess what? The 49ers have the better record than the Ravens, but they're the underdog in their game. According to Las Vegas, they are the underdog by like 6 points. Those referees all need to be fired or replaced with a machine. It's getting pretty fucking bad at this point. Terrible. Hey, Red Fook. How about to end the stream since we got through the 2 videos? How will end Catherine's endgame in the night or something for Phil while he hides in the room? He'll be in his office playing whatever game with his headphones on, and she'll be like, alright, Jim, alright, Tyrone, get in here. Take this up, take this up, take this up. Don't worry, guys, we have plenty of time before he takes his midstream shit. Then he takes his midstream shit. Huh? Where's my $200 coffee maker? Where's my $400 trash can or $800 trash can? However fucking much you spent on that stupid thing. Huh? My bottle of gin's gone? No! Not my bottle of gin! You may take my $200 coffee maker and my $800 trash can, but you can never take my gin! Because the computer makes it that way. Not saying the computer's cheating, but the computer's cheating. Because you got to rely, because obviously you can't play all 11 players on defense at once. So you got to rely on you trying to get the players in the right position with the right defense called. But then you got to rely on the AI to be like, oh, they're doing a cross pattern. We should probably defend against that. Nah, we're not going to do that. Terrible. No, 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 no. That's not how you spell it. You spell it this way. No vowels, all consonants. Terrible. That too, he passes. Oh, yeah, she waits for him to pass out. Or maybe she puts a little something something in his gin. Puts just a little bit of something into his gin. He passes out. Jim and Tyrone come in to help her move out. She becomes roommates with Panda Lee and her boyfriend Tyrone while her and Jim celebrate her getting out of the house. DSP wakes up at noon. Oh, man. I don't smell anything cooking. Cat! Cat, make me some food. I drank way too hard last night. Cat? Cat, can you hear me? Damn it, Cat, get out of your office and stop playing Skyrim. I need to make me Din Din. Wouldn't you if you were married to the pig roach? DSP tries it. Empty house. Empty house tour. Like, guys, here's my house tour. All those evil detractors saying I had thousands of dollars worth of bullshit in my house. But, dude, look at this. There's nothing in my house. I don't know what happened to it. I haven't heard from Cat in like a month. Cat, come home. Come home, Cat. Cat. Terrible. As long as Valentine's Day doesn't fall on a Tuesday, he'll be at home playing video games. Dirty bit. But I do think with that, guys, I'm going to call it a day. Friend wants that. Well, he hasn't gotten back to me yet, but he was talking about hanging out later. Unless I missed his text. Nah, I'll message him after this. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it a day. Thank you for watching. Hopefully I entertained you. Thank you, Liquid Snake, for the holla holla for the dollar dollar. And thank you for everyone who showed up, watched, asked me questions, answered questions, pointed and laughed at me, pointed and laughed at the pig roach. So I guess with that, as always, like, subscribe, comment down below, and have a wonderful day.